This is going to be a short one, because I'm only intending to go for like 3, maybe 4 hours tops. It's Warground Dawn. It's Jake Mueller. We were possessed. We're no longer possessed. Turns out the way to fix the possession... rope! And we're a Berserker Nightblade, running around hitting things with, whatever... Is that a Kapesh? And an axe. Though we did spend most of yesterday running around hitting things with limbs. That was pretty funny. We are going to... Hi. We're going to finish Act 1 today. Do some things I missed that I wanted to do yesterday. For example, scroll all the way to here. There was that little cave dungeon I wanted to go do. We're going to go do that. We're also, as I say, going to do the downstairs of, or the other levels, I should say, of the Warden's laboratory. And, yeah, just sort of vibe it out for the rest of Act 1. Maybe do a little bit, I'm not promising anything, but a little bit, maybe, of Act 2. We'll see. But the first thing we need to do is get this underway. I also need to be better about actually putting in chapter markers, because, oh boy, did I make my job harder for me yesterday. Not that that video is going live anytime soon, but that's gonna be a fun one. I might be able to get into Kovian foothills and into here. Let's go to Burbage Village. We'll exit via... Oh, there you go. I remember trying to remember yesterday about the resistance drop, and there it is in the tooltip. We're going to go this way and down. But I hope everyone's doing well. I know Talia's claimed first, but I'm pretty sure they're still live with Project Zomboid. These guys aren't going to scale that much, so we're not going to get that much experience out of fighting everything here. I might as well just blitz through, honestly. The gear they're going to drop isn't even going to be that good. If you're wondering where the stream for last night for Xenonauts is, unfortunately, due to a series of comedic errors resulting in my pain, I ended up injuring myself bad enough that I couldn't sit down long enough to stream, and given that I'm not able to stream next Friday or Saturday, unless I'm able to just sort of do one very quickly out of the blue, I elected not to start something as big as Xenonauts and then have a week off. Okay, question. Where did that cave go? Okay, let's go find... Let's go play Find the Cave, because apparently it moved. It's not over here.
I can't do that yet.
I might as well clean this up a little bit, just so it's not chasing me around. Okay, regenerate now. That we picked up the 50% bonus to health regen. Pretty strong. What is it, like 140 something? 140, exactly. Pretty good. Okay, we'll just run around and try to find the cave. It looks like it might have moved because we reloaded. And things like that happen. Keeps things interesting, but does make it a little bit annoying to have to track it down again. My bleed damage is pathetic now, that's a real shame. Curious. Nice. I do have big concerns. Oh, there's the cave. I think. No, that's Burial Cave. That's the wrong cave. I do have concerns about my offensive ability as we go forwards. I am primarily concerned that it's not going to be consistently high enough for me to be able to get all the crits that I need for a lot of the build. It's partly why we're going to the cunning now. And I'm hoping that as we go through, and I'll double check the devotions in a second, and I'm hoping that the devotions we have in mind will be giving me cunning as well. Oh, that's a flat 5% boost to cunning right there. 20 flat. We got a percentage boost. So we are going to get some cunning from you. I think there is... Oh, there's no cunning down here. We've already got it. And then this gives me chance to dodge, gives me pierce and damage. This gives me attack speed. Attack speed. Very nice. If I search cunning... So that's just 15. I'm looking for percentages rather than flat values. Where this is going to get a bit disgusting. This we can't really get towards. 3% offensive. 5% crit. 15 offense. I mean, we don't need any more green, I'm going to be honest. Maybe we pick up Panther. And it's only 15. Flat offensive by there, cunning by there, offensive by there. More offensive. Maybe we do pick up Panther. But not until we've got... Blades of Nadan, I think, is the point where I'm going to start, like, fracturing it out a bit. Because by that point, we'll be very close to getting Unknown Soldier. Because we'll already have all the order we need. Now, if I search offense... Nope. Search offensive. Okay, well I know for a fact I've spelled that right. No, I haven't. I put an E in. So yeah, we get offensive ability over here. Got a good chunk of offensive ability over here. And percentage. Morg, hello! Welcome in. How was Obscure? Is Obscure Aftermath the first or the second one? Because I've only played the first one, and I know I had a really weird release at one point. And the first game was really weird too. I played the demo and then played a little bit of the full game and went, this is odd. But I hope you're doing well. We're gonna do a relatively short... Where are you? I'm gonna find you, Witch Doctor. But yeah, I hope you had fun. I wasn't able to lurk, unfortunately. Because I had things I had to very quickly try and do. So, I hope it went well. We're currently trying to find a cave that has gone missing. If that doesn't make any sense, don't worry. Basically, we were supposed to do a cave yesterday. We didn't do the cave. I have loaded. The cave is not where it was yesterday, which means it has moved. So I have to go find where this magical cave has moved to. And then we have to go do the rest of Act 1, which we're pretty close to doing, but I want to do this cave. So, we are looking, as I've said a few times, for a cave. Can you tell I've only just woken up recently? Morg says Obscure was obscure. Assuming you are playing the second game, does it still have that? There's the cave! There it is. Hello, cave. Does Obscure 2 still have the weird mechanic where certain enemies you can't kill unless you shine a light on them? I remember that being a thing in Obscure 1, where some enemies you did fight normally, but I'm pretty sure there were like some puzzles or enemies you couldn't fight unless you put the light on them long enough. Mook says they didn't want to play the first game, they don't know what kind of jank it was. I heard the second game was worse. Which is why I never went to go play that one. I only really played a little bit of the first. I'm just spinning around. Let's go fight this guy. Yeah, you scaled up, which I wasn't looking forward to. Okay, my regen is good enough. I mean, granted, I have the potion active at the moment already.
Can't do that yet.
That's nasty. My regen is not good enough. Yeah, I should have done this yesterday. Because high chaos damage. And 250,000 health on a level 29 enemy is a little bit extreme. We're gonna be here for a while. Morg says it's fine, they had some fun. Anyway, go to run and get a snack, get ready for bed. Thank you for dropping by, Morg. Hope you sleep well. I guess I'm going to be slamming my face against a brick wall for who knows how long and I'm dead. Why has he scaled to 250,000 health? Who on the development team decided that was a great idea? He's level 29, not 50. That's actually disgusting. So after the stream yesterday, I did see some of the feedback that people have been giving for the updates, both in terms of the DLC and the free updates. And I thought people were just like being weird about, oh, now the bosses have too much health and do too much damage. How does that guy have 250,000? If I fight Krieg and Krieg has more than... If Krieg has triple digits, I will be upset. Because that is the Act 1 boss, and he normally, if I remember right, has like 40,000 health by the time I normally fight him. If he suddenly got like 100, I really want to know what they were thinking. Especially you. Problem is that whenever I die, you are going to regen. Yeah, so if I'd done this yesterday, A, you'd have not extremely high, stupid amounts of damage. I forgot to actually heal anything there. I should also put a personal thing there. We are just going to sort of brute force that a bit. But that is excessive. I don't think I would normally run into an enemy with like that much health unless I was playing on Elite or Ultimate. In fact, I'm tempted after this stream to go see Unknown Hosts fight against the final boss of Forgotten Gods and see how much health he had. Because I don't think it was much more than what I'm seeing here. Actually, do pneumatic before we get into the fight.
Here she comes to wreck the day!
Keta, hello! And Talia, hello! We're currently... This actually might just be unfun and I just might not bother with it. I actually just might not bother. $242,000 health.
I can't open that.
I don't want to open that. I want to move this way. Like, I can kind of out-regen the damage, but also the stuns
We have such sights to show you.
You know what? Hold on a second. I'm going to do it. I'm going to tab out. Hold on. Talia's rated 2 as I'm tabbed out and trying to look at something very quickly. That was questionable timing. Hope everyone's doing well. We're currently trying to see why, or at least I'm personally about to check if this boss in here, or I guess you could call it a boss, has just become insanely overtuned. Where did Unknown fight the... Okay, it's not that stream, it's the one before. Where is the... I think they called the Sentinel? Okay, I'm seeing enemies that are heroes at level 71 with 140,000 health. This guy's level 29 and we're in normal. Where's the final boss? Okay, there's Father Kaimon. Unknown is yapping. Okay. Father Kaimon at level 72 has 734,000 health. So it's actually a lot more than I thought it was. This guy in here has 240 and is level 29, and this is Act 1. This is excessive. I'm going to move the thing out here because I'm going to go walk in and die, and then we're just going to not bother. 242,000 health on a level 29 guy. I get that the point of the cave is it's supposed to be, like, rough and it's difficult. But... Actually, no. Unknown wasn't playing on normal. They're playing on veteran as well. This should be 100 less. Easy, it should be 100 less. Ow. I kind of want to hit you just to see the stats. There we go. Let's bail out of that. So I am decent chance to hit it. He has a very good chance to hit me. And then he just wrecks me for damage. Yeah, we're not able to do anything with it. Okay, let's just go do the rest of Act 1 then. And get very concerned about how powerful, in terms of health, Krieg is going to be. Yeah, I'm actually really concerned because... so, a lot of the feedback so far has been that Fangs of Asterkarn is good, but there's a lot of really weird decisions that have been made. For example, it's one of the things we talked about yesterday, Werewolf does not interact with Bloodfangs and apparently doesn't interact with Avalanche. But apparently it does interact with Implements of War, which... I was saying yesterday, if Werewolf doesn't interact with the chance on hit because of, you know, basic attacks, then it's going to reduce the amount of customization and fun you can have with the class. And people are basically saying, why is it that the class doesn't interact with itself? Why is it really disjointed and sort of fighting with itself? And then the other complaint has been, hey, why has everything been made super, super difficult and super, super strong in the early game? And admittedly, like, up to this point, we haven't really had anything as a benchmark to see. I remember going into that dungeon yesterday, or the Smuggler's Cave yesterday, going, we'll come back here later. Really should have come back there yesterday. Because now he is rescaled. He was level 23 yesterday. That's completely on me for not remembering that I should have done him before we ended. Because now... Now what? Do I just check in every so often, see his level, and then at the end of the stream, see if I'm near him enough? Because it's about the only thing I can do, and at which point the crate he has isn't going to be that useful to me. Krieg, I know, does have the ability to just wreck someone. Because of the... One of his attacks, specifically, I've got in mind, can cause a lot of problems. kind of keep myself topped up here. Abandoned storerooms. Isn't there a thing near here? Maybe. But anyway, now that we're done on that side tangent, Talia, how was Project Zomboid? Were you having fun? Were you dealing with spontaneously overly scaled and overly tuned enemies that just appeared for no reason? Isn't... I swear I heard that, like, 42 is becoming official, like, next week? Is that what you were looking at? Was, like, the current state of, like, the beta? Chain belts with cool designs. Keep going this way, and I'm going to keep checking the wall. Okay, nothing highlighted, so okay. Could go that way. We're going to be doing full clears, which is why that we're probably not likely to leave Act 1 this stream. Actually, no, we'll leave Act 1, but we won't make good progress into Act 2, is what I'm trying to say. Charlie says, it was fun. They died twice, but they did start another run. 42 is going to stale on the 29th. They're currently in the unstable branch. Going to take up the PZ crate before the 29th when the mods break again. It's always fun when they release an update and the mods break. It's also fun when they release an update and all the bosses are... I can't milk that joke too much. But it really is confusing as to why they've done that. If I remember the patch notes too, it's something like 39% increase to health. Which I looked at that and went, that seems a little bit large, but it's a percentage, so it shouldn't be too bad. Nope. I should have known better than to question percentage scaling in Grim Dawn.
That skill's not ready.
Stop throwing things. Okay, I know there's a devotion shrine coming up, which is going to be pretty helpful for us because it's going to give me something on Night Talon. But I am going to full clear this bit up here. I swear there's something in the abandoned storeroom. I mean, apart from bugs, and lots of bugs.
Can't do that yet.
Oh, yeah. I didn't hit magic fast enough. Because the problem is, once my damage absorption disappears, we're gonna have issues. Let's go this way this time. I was pretty sure I was going to start dying at the end of Act 20. I'm pretty sure Krieg was going to be the first death we got if we carried on yesterday. But since we've reloaded here, everything's scaled up, so it's like, can't just mindlessly mouse one my way through everything today. But yeah, survivability is being a concern. Because while the regen is very nice, we're not killing things quick enough to survive via the regen, if that makes any sort of sense. You reduce the amount of incoming damage, the regen works. But also the regen itself isn't strong enough to do that. Let's see, what am I doing on the next level up? Okay, next level up, Untamed Rage gets maxed out. 33% is pretty good. Yeah, I'm thinking we need to... we need to what? One... 2... I think we keep raising Pneumatic Burst. Because Night's Chill ultimately is what we want to raise here, not so much Veil of Shadow. Veil of Shadow does get more AoE, don't get me wrong. But this is going to be where we're going to pull the Pierce debuff. I did notice yesterday, by the way, I looked at this skill. This also does Pierce and also does Bleed. So, depending on how many skill points we actually have, we might start getting Bone Chilling Cry. Because this would also mean that the bleed could still work for us, as opposed to sometimes not working at all. But that's going to be a case of we will see. Because I don't want to start picking it up and delaying our ability to get our exclusive skill, which will give us a much bigger damage boost.
Do that yet.
I remembered hating fighting these guys because they just leave damage floors all over the floor. Oh, I can't even click you, buddy, because you're too small. Thank you. We get this, which gives us the crit, the pierce, and the bleed, and improves healing, is going to be much more useful, I believe, than this. This is something well, basically we should get to 50 and then go between these two. But that is not going to happen soon, whilst I'm also doing this over here. This needs to stay. This needs to stay. We might take some points out of Amatok's Pact to boost us along. Once we get to this, we're going to raise that and then get to Bloodborne. The longest roaming spider I've ever seen. Because, yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of bleed, so this ramps up. This also improves bleed anyway. We can get some good things out of that. This is not worth it anymore. We need to keep it for the dual wielding, but it's not as good as it used to be. Is there not a thing here? Am I driving myself insane? No, there is a thing here, because I can see there was a glow. If they're dead.
That skill's not ready.
I'll be dead soon if I don't ease out and let the regen kick up. Alright, what do we get? Burning Hatred? Fitting. Except that's unfortunately not useful for us. Malformed Effigy, also not useful for us. Not that good. Not that good. Gun. Nope, not that good for us. Ah. Looks like that's also it. We can go a little bit further up. And then we'll go get our Devotion, which will give me Elemental Resistance. It's something, I guess. It's just a shame everything here is doing Acid and or... Well, nothing here is doing Elemental. Let's put it like that. It'd be much nicer if something here was doing... Oh, I don't know. Any of those? Acid is not great. Aether's not great. Vitality is actually fine. Chaos is meh. Piercing is meh. But piercing's not going to be much of an issue just yet. You're a fight one. Oh, you're a donation. Pop. So if we'd gone this way, it'd be Spirit. That would give me poison and acid resistance. Okay. It's 20% bleed, or I can go 50% bleed and the physical... I'd rather go that way for the physical resistance. Honestly. Let's go in here and kill everything. And then probably find out that I'm wrong on remembering that there's another devotion shrine down here. Because that would be just my luck.
I can't do that.
There's another fun thing I could look at for Unknown Host, which is if we fight Krieg, and his health is unusually high, I can go look at Unknown Host's stream Thursday, because I know he refought Krieg on that one. So I can then see what Krieg's health is on Ultimate and compare that to Veteran. It's probably going to be like 1,000,000. I wonder if you could count the guy in the Smuggler Cave as a super boss. Specifically in relation to Act 1. Because I will come back and I will kill it at some point to get revenge, but it's just a case of when. Oh, hi. It's another gun. It's nice gun, but it's a gun. And that's the problem. Let's go take this. I think I might be wrong of remembering that there's 2 shrines down here. I will do the level up in a second as well.
That skill's not ready.
Just want to clear out the crystals. How are more of you spawning in? Okay, cutting. Cute. I'll sell that at least. Okay, that's maxed. If I... Okay, here's where I have to make a decision. I can put 2 points into Nightblade now. Next level up, we get put 3 points in. That means that we're ready to go on the 3rd level up into Night's Chill. And I can start gunning it down Berserker. I think that's what we're going to do. 2 here. We won't raise this, although I probably should. Because I would like to get this online sooner, because that... A, it's going to deal damage to everything near us just naturally, but also B, since we're going heavy into Pierce, that is going to help us a lot. Hello, Krieg. Well, not quite Krieg, but close enough.
That skill's not ready.
God, I hate fighting Scourges. Wow, we just... A lot of my health just vanished there. Do I want to keep going down this way? Not really. I do kind of want to go do the totem over here, see what we get. Never mind. Can't do the totem yet. I guess I can go this way. Totem is a little bit up, but we're still getting regular undead wandering towards us. Okay. I want to make sure this area is as clean as it can be, in case I have to start running around. So we're going to go
not ready.
kill this as well. Okay. I'm curious, actually, how bad is my bleed improvement at the moment? Yeah, bleed's only 159 at the moment, which means it's... Wow, my piercing is doing pretty good. Bearing in mind we have, like, hardly any pierce. I mean, that's pierce, but... Where was my main point of piercing coming in again? Apart from, like, over here? Was it you? Yeah, it was you, the assassin. Okay. You're gonna give me... purple I need, then we just need, yeah, the gold. was anything? Help us. Gives armor, health, and... not that great. 2... Yeah, no, it has to be Crane. Has to be. To this quicker. Okay, that's not too bad of a grouping. The only issue with these guys take like hardly any sort of damage.
I can't do that yet.
Finish one of you off. One. No, it's not, because I'm remembering the old bleeds from yesterday.
I can't
That's
do
one.
that yet.
Okay, now the problem I have is big boy back there is a reanimator. Oh, the utility pack. That's actually a kind of okay belt. I don't know if it's going to be any good for us. Ooh. It is and it isn't. How does it have 4 different stat sets, but not a single one hits anything we use? This is going to be entirely based on regen, I think. So we're at 40%. Yeah, no, it drops it too much. If we had any of those skills, which is... Blood of Drieg is Occultist, Flame Touched is Demolition, Mogdran's Pact is Shaman, Field Command I think is Soldier. For any of those, and we use, well, Blood of Drieg is pretty good. Flame Touched is pretty good if you go in that way. Mogdran's Pact. Mogdran's Pact is pretty good as well. Field Command is fine. Then, yeah, this would be great, but unfortunately... it's not for us. Take the leggings. Because, oh boy, do I need something better. Gives me more movement speed. Aether. Easy. Oh yeah, it's giving me physique, that's how I'm getting more health regen. Am I actually capped on movement speed now? No, but I'm getting there. Okay. Then... ring with a high spirit requirement. But that would be so good for us. We're going to take that ring, we're going to put that over here. The reason it'd be good is even though we lose 14 health regen, that's 6% to all damage and health, then bonus physique percentage, then more attack speed, and then acid and poison resistance, which we're starting to get a giant hole in. I have so much elemental resistance. I'm pretty much good for that. And then there's no weapon over here I want, because Blood Reaper's Claw gives us Phantasmal. Oh, we're not really using Blood Reapers that much. Gives me physical damage, physique, attack speed. Still has armor piercing on it. Actually, we might just switch to this. Go fast we keep on because that's pretty nice. Yeah, Blood Reaper gives us bleed, but we're not using Phantasmal or Werewolf, so the stats... Switch them. Very nice. This.
Can't do that yet.
Don't make me chew through it to get the stupid guy that keeps spawning guys, thank you. Actually, I think the smaller guys might just buff the other undead. I don't think they actually spawn them. This chill's still gonna be good. Hold up. Despite the fact I hadn't moved, this group down here decided they wanted some sort of fight today. 234. I'm curious. My movement speed does improve to 126. Okay. Good. Okay, so actually having my 80% resistance to fire is really helpful to these guys specifically. And that's about it. Alright, we're in the final stretch. When the ads arrive, I'm going to read through the Inquisitor Creed diaries we have. Because I know I didn't read the 3rd, 4th yesterday, now we have the 5th, 6th today. There's other bits of information we can pick up here, but I'm not too keen on reading those. Creed's diary, very much I am.
That skill's not ready.
Oh, wow. I really can't rely on bleed. That's the downside to switching out of using a weapon that gave me so much free stat earlier, is that now we're using something that isn't that. Playstyle I got earlier on is just not going to work. Dashed into the pipe and flew over it. Yeah, so the other thing I have to watch out for are the guys who throw acid.
That skill's not ready.
Okay, big boy. You need to go down. Yeah, the only things I have to worry about are Aether. Is it Aether? Aether and acid. That's it.
That skill's not ready.
Punching into a beef wall by there. I take 2 steps and suddenly a whole new group appears. What is going on? Swarm me all at once or don't. Note 2. I'm also not going to go pick up Guile until we beat Warden Krieg. If you don't remember from yesterday, Guile is going to be a relic that we're going to be using. It goes in the handy little relic slot. It gives us some nice stats. But it also gives us fun ability. I forget which one it is. And the reason why we're not just going to build it straight away is I'm not sure if we've naturally found an ancient heart. I'm pretty sure we would find one off of Krieg, which is why we'll wait until then. If we don't get one off Krieg, then I'm going to make a guile anyway. Or just take the one I have in storage. I like that the Fury is basically a really budget Wendigo. Unless you're playing Metal Gear Solid 3, in which case the Fury is a very angry Russian astronaut with a flamethrower. Not quite sure why that was approved, but if that's how he got into space, that's how he got into space. Might change the loot filter in a second to not show me yellows because I don't need yellows. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, now I'll fight you. Especially if you're going to splinter out like this. Okay. There's Getstrand. I want to put this ring on. I know it's going to kill my regen, but... yeah, killed my regen, but my damage is now much better. My health is better. I mean, yeah, I lost 2% physique. But that attack speed is getting nutty. 2.5 attacks per second. And decent crit, but not amazing. But also, hey, hi, hello. Now we have 20. We take 25% less acid damage. You have 138,000 health. I am not looking forward to fighting Warden Krieg. Okay, to be fair, even with a reduced regen, that wasn't even with pneumatic turned on. Okay, with pneumatic turned on, with face tanking this pretty nicely. Go on, fall over. I like how my poison and acid resistance is only on my rings, which makes it a bit of a problem to switch my rings. I'll take this, I'll move this over here. But only because I know that we're going to be doing the cultist dungeon after this, and I'm going to switch to Chaos Resistance. I had to arrive at about 20... I saw my level and that number just sunk in my brain. Ads arrive at about 40 seconds. Once we clear this room, I'm going to go somewhere safe, and we're going to learn more about Inquisitor Krieg and his wonderful adventures across this place. Come here. And I am going to change my loot clothes to get rid of the yellows. There we go. I also don't care about guns, scepters, cast offhand or shield, or two-handed melee. Any of them. Preferably only show me things with pierce, bleed, and then we'll leave the rest of it as it is. And then always show me the really fun stuff. Okay. So. Inquisitor Krieg, Entry 3. I have finally arrived in Berwick after passing through the dismal area known as Whitemire. For years, tales of supernatural occurrences have circulated about Whitemire, and indeed the name itself makes one uneasy. I hadn't put much stock in them, but my recent experiences lend some credence to the old tales. Nevertheless, I have reached my destination, and it seems the Warden of Devil's Crossing, who resides in Berwick, somehow anticipated my arrival. A footman greeted me as soon as I entered town and insisted I accept Krieg's invitation to be put up at his manor. I find this very peculiar, but I have accepted the offer as it may be my best chance to investigate the manor itself. Going to make this entry short as I've just been summoned to join Krieg for supper in the dinner hall. This should prove illuminating. Krieg. Entry 4. I've been a guest of Warden Krieg at his manor for over a week now. My suspicions that something terrible is going on here grow with each day. Every day, I set out to some destination in or around Berwick to investigate yet another unusual crime or ominous rumor. Some are easily dismissed as more mundane human crimes or merely fantastic tales, but my investigations have come to darker conclusions. I feel there is a pattern emerging here, but I cannot yet put the pieces together. There are peripheral cases, though, and the main purpose of my involvement in them is to give pretense of my prolonged stay in Berwick. Krieg himself has become the focus of my primary investigation. Despite an overwhelming conviction that Krieg is not what he appears to be and is almost certainly involved in some sort of unnatural activity, I have found no irrefutable evidence of wrongdoing, and it could be used to open an official inquisition. Much of the manor itself is closed off to me. There are rooms upstairs from which Krieg and other visitors come and go, but I am not permitted to enter. Stranger yet, I have awoken in the night to sounds like creaking of wagons moving along a road, but then looked out my window upon the village and seen nothing. Where are these sounds coming from? The game of cat and mouse continues, but as of yet I am not certain as to who is the cat and who is the mouse. Ho ho! Man, I can't wait to... Oh yeah, hold on. We'll read these notes some other time, because these are kind of interesting, but the ads are about to finish. But if you were caught by the ads, welcome back. We have just found out that the good Inquisitor was here for a while, and he heard wagons. I'm sure he heard wagons for no reason. I keep overshooting that, thinking that I'm going to dash to where my mouse is and not just a flat distance in a line. This is sitting at the back of my head as well, is getting to this requires 10 It's going to require 4 level ups to get to this. What I might do... I know we need to get to this as soon as we can, and that's going to be 10 levels. Except it's going to be more than that, regardless. I think we need to get Whirling Death as soon as possible. So we're going to go... Basically, we're just going to mainline down to the 25 here, so that's going to be... basically 3 levels. On the 4th level, which will get us here. Point here, point here. It doesn't really matter which way around it is, but as soon as we get this, it gets added to the pool. That gives us another AoE option other than this. Way later on, I'm going to start leveling these, but that's going to be after we pick up Bloodborne. But I'm curious to see how much of this actually comes together. So yeah, we're probably going to strip some points out of the Amatok Pact. Might do that before we fight Krieg. Because I don't think it's really giving me that much at this point. Kind of hoping we do hit level 26 before we fight Krieg, but I doubt it's going to happen. Even if I deliberately try to clear everything in this place. And there is actually a lot of area we haven't cleared. But see, things like that. And chasing this overmind would be a lot easier if I had another attack we could fire off. That would not only hit multiple targets, it hits more targets. Because then I have one that's 12%, another that's 12%, so a functionally 24% chance to do something that's multi-target. We're back in the abandoned storeroom. I am curious to look at the Assassin's Marketing setting to see what that's doing for us now. Actually a kind of nice debuff.
That skill's not ready.
Back it out. Actually, maybe we'll level up. It's a very close maybe, but maybe. Uh-oh. Dash the wrong way. Yeah, see, here we're running into issues because, again, lack of multi-target. I don't... Yeah, you have one target maximum. You say you go through enemies, but I don't know if that actually means you're hitting multiple people in a row. This would, because it's a 12-meter range, this... The one target maximum is really weird on that one. I don't know if it means that if you have a multi-target thing and it fires off or what, but... oh, I could also, I guess, talk about the fun thing of percentages. So, if you have... Oh, a mark of the... Wow, we got a mark of the travel naturally. Hold up. Where is it? Oh, it's my second one. Capped out with movement speed. This says it's 21% chance to be used. This is 12. This is 12. If you have, let's say, 4 abilities at 25%, that doesn't mean it's like, oh, a 25% chance of each one. No. That is actually one of 4 abilities will always be used every time you swing. Which means if you have 4 things at 25%, congratulations, all of your melee attacks are now going to be one of your skills. God, the acid damage is horrific. So, I have a 21% chance to do the Blood Fangs, I have a 12% chance to do the Shears, and when I pick this up, I'll have a 12% chance to do this. Which means that it should be that I have a nearly 50% chance to do some sort of special attack. Now, I don't think I'm going to pick up anything else that's going to boost or give me another, like, chance on hit. Because I know we're going pretty thin on skills. But if I did, it would mean that we would always have either an AoE hit of some description or a better than normal attack. It's something to keep in mind if you're doing something like Demolitionist Inquisition, because you can end up having more skill. If you have more than 100% total across your skills, so let's say you have 5 skills that are 25% each, what actually happens is they will then start doing this really weird weighting thing where it's going to be still 100% chance and something's going to proc, but then based on which one has the higher percentage, it's more likely that it picks that one. So for simplicity, it's always best to try to keep it to 4. I'm going to fight by hit. But you can go over it, and it doesn't, strictly speaking, penalize you, but it makes it a little less efficient. I should say, not inefficient. That's the opposite of what I'm trying to say. But on the other hand, if you do need all those skills, then go get all those skills. Actually, I can use Nightblade as an example. So Nightblade, we get 1, 2, that's a modifier. 1, 2, 3, 4, if they all hit 25%. And then I also have this. Then I have 5 skills that are competing to fire off, not 4. Which means that the others become less frequent, if that makes any sort of sense. We're not going to be going all the way down for execution. Pretty sure the furthest we're going is here, and not any further. Although someone's going to get upset because I'm not going to max out 50-50. But again, I think you can probably tell from the way I'm building this that I'm doing this as I feel like it, as opposed to like any sort of min-maxy goal. I get to fight Zandoran soon. think the Zembrand is in this room, actually. Yep, there he is. Get his diary note as well. So nice of everyone here that committed horrific crimes against humanity to also carry so many notes. You need to die.
I can't do that.
And then we need to finish this out. Okay, we're good to go. Honestly, we're okay. We're okay. I mean, we're chewing through way too much health, but we'll be fine. Warden Krieg is behind that door. I want to do the respec before we do anything else. Just to kind of improve my chances of getting through this relatively pain-free.
I'll see what's left of my wares.
Right, we're keeping that just in case. I have these other rings. Do I care about these other rings? Resistant Band of Mending is... Oh, that's better than the Slith Primal Ring. Gives me PS, Lightning, Poison Resistance, gives me Bleed, gives me Impulse, which I don't really care too much about, I don't think. But also gives me a lot of health regen. Yeah, put that in. Over 17, so we get to keep our poison and acid.
Put it to good use.
Health regen is
I'll
much
see what's
nicer.
left of my wares.
This just doesn't work for us, unfortunately. And then this would be nice. I'm gonna put that. Actually, I'm gonna put that in personal storage. Keep that ring for the chaos. Although, how's my chaos? My chaos is 32 at the moment. This we can get rid of. This we can get rid of. That we're definitely getting rid of. This we need to keep. I'm gonna put that down right there.
See you around.
Why do we need to keep it? Don't worry. Don't worry. Just know that we do.
We need stashed.
Ah, no, that's... There we go. Hold shift and left click. There we go. Throw that there, throw that there, throw that there. And...
It's safe with me.
we want to go respec.
Let me clear your mind of regrets.
So this is giving me defensive ability, armor, and deals... or... gives me cold damage on hit, but as I said, we're not doing cold damage, sorry, as I hit my container. take the 3 out of there. This is nice, but I don't want to put more points into it because crits are inconsistent at the moment. What I might do, we're going to leave it for now, but I might in the future strip that out. You have 3 points put into you, which does help us, but I can pick up Night's Chill right here if I want to. Dip out of the screen for a second. Because I could pick up Night's Chill, the PS reduction now. There's nothing else here I want to put points into, strictly speaking. Xerxes, hello, welcome in. Xerxes says Bone Chilling Cry is pretty good if you get to it fast, need a couple of points. Night Chill doesn't have much bleed. I think you've misunderstood my build. My build is primarily Pierce, which is why on... I love how I hit S and I don't read the devotions. Which is why we're going through Assassin's Blade, Assassin, and Blade to Nadan is Pierce. And then we're picking this up near the end because it's piercing, but also does kind of give bleed. Bleed is secondary. If we can get bleed, it's nice, but the focus is piercing. Which is also why I'm not too keen on pushing for Bone Chilling Cry at the moment, because we have pierce resistance drop by here. Getting more of it here would be nice. Because then it means that enemies who... I think we're going to start running into enemies who are more resistant to piercing pretty soon will have less of an issue. But I did mention earlier that later on, once we get to Bloodborne, it might be a good idea to pick this up as well. So that if the bleeding does help a lot against most enemies, we can have this and it'll help more, but also it just gives us more piercing drop and we're more likely to crit them because it'll drop their defensive ability as well. But it's not a priority. We need to get to Whirling Death, we need to get to Bloodborne. I don't think there's anything else in the Berserker that we want. Until, yeah, once we get to 50 and then start getting this, we'll also have access to Bone Chilling, probably pick it up then. Nightblade, I want Night's Chill for a few reasons. As the piercing helps. But I'm also weighing up Whirling Death. Whirling Death, we can't get that right now. We're gonna have to go for, unless I, strip out Untamed Rage, which is a very nice catch for us. Blood Frenzy is not doing as much as I would like for us right now. But I want to keep it at 10 so that we, as other things come online, we're already getting Blood Frenzy to help us out. So I think... Well, do I throw some points in... the Shears isn't going to help me against Krieg. But Dual Blades is another one we probably should end up getting at some point, but again, not yet. I think we think ahead and we go 1 into Night Chills because we get a +2 to that already. And then I think we're going to put the other 2 points into Nightblade. So it gets us to Whirling Death quicker once we get past Krieg. But Zosie, I hope you've had a good weekend so far. And Shug, hello! Hope you're also having a good weekend so far. We're going to go die to Krieg. Because apparently enemies have really bloated health values today. Zosie says to start having AoE issues. again, I don't think you've been paying attention to the build, because that's a frequent complaint I brought up, is we have AoE issues. Because the only multi-target we have is Belgathor and Shears. Hence, we need to get to Whirling Death and then start using those. And then, there was something in Devotion I saw that was going to help us as well. Yeah, there we go, Blades of Wrath. But that requires us to crit. But until we get things up and running, it's going to struggle. Which is going to be the fun part. Same as, I think Guile. If it wasn't Guile, it was the relic that comes after Guile. Oh, Slaughter it might be, not Guile. Look at you.
Scrap metal.
Slaughter. Was it you? Yeah, Slaughter gives me an AoE, but we don't get that till 35. But Guile, which we already have one of, but I don't want to get one until we do Krieg, just gives me more damage. Which is nice, I guess.
Bring me back any blueprints of
But all the solutions we have to a lot of the problems we have now, we can't get quite yet. But once we have those solutions, I think things are going to become a lot smoother for us. It's just, we've hit a rough patch. Partly because I've restarted today, as opposed to just pushing through. Zose says they're rather just listen to the stream, they tend to zone out. That's fine. But given that I have the backseating and everything else tags, I tend to be pretty harsh on people who drop in and try to give advice when something or what I've been doing has been whatever. Zizza says they also had the same issue with packs. They had to go get Whirling Death and Avalanche. Is pretty good. Unfortunately, Avalanche doesn't fit with what I want to do, because that's cold, and it's not pierce, and it's not bleed. Cold are only getting because it's in other skills rather than building for it. Talia says the advice is do not give advice. Yeah, basically. The advice is, unless you are absolutely sure of what the situation is and what's going on, you probably shouldn't give blind advice.
I've been expecting
166 health. Okay, that's a little bit much. I'm curious. He might give me trouble here if he gets stuns. Although, I haven't had to use a potion yet. I think we have popped the safety net. No, we haven't popped safety net yet. We're about to pop safety net. Doesn't help that I had the enemies behind me, not in front. Okay, we're kind of okay for now. I think it's the second phase is going to give me trouble. Tiny says, damn, overtuned much like the last guy? Last guy is in the guy from Naruto. The guy who has like 250,000 health in Act 1 because he's level 29? Yeah, that's a little bit much. Hugely much. I absolutely understand people's complaints that like they've gone way too high on the early game health. Yeah, Krieg can't actually do any damage to me. I'm not healing at this point, it's just regen. My regen's pretty good. Second phase is going to be a problem though.
when I'm done with you, I will crush your friends and devil.
I don't think I actually get any crits against him. He needs to have half the amount of health he does.
You are strong. Now,
It's like I'm fighting Zul'Garoth again, although... Right, this is probably where we're going to die multiple times. 226, so combined he has almost half of it, well, 400 something health, 400,000. Okay. The missing is not great. But if I weave my potion in between pneumatic bursts, This is fine. Okay, so Krieg wasn't as much of a threat as I thought. It is just the stupid guy sat in a cave in Mud Row that gives us trouble. And I think that is partly down to level difference. I think dropping his resistance to pierce is helping us here, because it sort of improves the amount of damage you're doing, so it's not going to take as long. But in terms of survivability, the stun caught me by a second there. In terms of survivability, I think we're fine. Do you want to know what the other funny thing is? I think the only reason... Like, again, drawing easy comparisons to Unknown Host because they have played it recently. Unknown Host was having issues with this because I believe his attack pattern changes based on distance. Let's check that, because I'm quick enough to find out. Yeah, if you're far enough away, he does the spread. If you're up close, he just melee swings. That spread will absolutely... Would it wreck me? I'm curious. Do the thing. Do the thing. Oh yeah, no, that... If I eat the whole spread, that will kill me. Isn't my Aether resistance like 30%? 18! Okay, Krieg was nowhere near as much of a problem as I thought he'd be. You're not good for this build! Which one's on Team Rage? It's the crit one, right? No. Oh, that actually would be quite nice if I was going cold. But yeah, I guess if you were going for more like... Every wrong button. If you were going for cold... For example, if you were going... I guess if your exclusive skill was going to be Heart of Asterkarn and not Bloodborne, which means you'd be building more for cold. Like, you'd probably go down Onslaught more, and you'd probably go for Amatox Pack, and definitely get Avalanche. That would be much better of a skill, an item to get. I'm curious that these aren't appearing regardless. Are they just being filtered out? Oh, it's because they're shielded a mace. That's why. Interesting. He gives you a shield that also gives you Untamed Rage. So if you were running shield, sword and board, basically, you could get +5 Untamed Rage here? What's the other thing do? Yeah, I don't care about that. I will take these just to sell them. Primal Will, no. We'll crack that other box too. Oh, Maven's Tome. Interesting. And then we could just leave. We could do that. They're gonna stop me. And they're gonna go get my ass kicked in the Cathan dungeon that we didn't do. Zursei says the modifier is pretty good too. For the shield? Oh, interesting. It adds 2 seconds. And also makes it so you block more. If you were doing Oathkeeper... Berserker, that is a really good shield. I get that Blitz is there, kind of wants you to do... I think Blitz is Soldier. I might be wrong. That might be Oathkeeper. But Oathkeeper would be loving this. Because that boost... What was that? 7? 7-second duration of the damage absorption plus it being augmented. And then... Zeusai says reduces block cooldown by 2 seconds. Each block is insane. If you're going down Blitz, yeah, that's pretty good. If you're not going down Blitz, the 2 seconds itself is still pretty good. And also it boosts your shield block too, but... yeah, you didn't have a modifier. Fun. Happy times. Well, I say happy times. We're about to go fight Cthon. I don't want to talk to you just yet, even though you might level me up.
Price of what I've got left.
I'm gonna sell it. Yeah, I'm just gonna sell it. We have Tainted Brain Matter. We didn't get an Ancient Heart. I forget where the Ancient Heart comes from. We'll see if we get one out of the Cthon place, actually. And if we do, then I can go grab the Guile. Which means I need to... Don't tell me I sold the ring. Oh, I put the ring in storage. I need to raise my Chaos Resistance. Because that's what we're mainly going to have an issue with in there. Which ring are you going to replace? Actually, we'll see if it's an issue. We'll see. Right. Cult time. I have to go to... Burwich Outskirts. Okay, wait for Witch Doctor back there. Okay, I'm pretty sure I got to it and then the game just bounced me back out. That was fun. Is there another Witch Doctor, or is it just healing itself? I think it's healing itself. Yeah, so... We didn't really have a good look at this yesterday because, again, I thought I'd do Act 1 faster yesterday, and I was going to leave this for the end. Kind of like I was going to leave Big Boy Smuggler Magoo, but we're going to leave him until I come back for him, actually. Okay, we're not getting as wrecked by cultists this time. But they're also so level low. Like 17. Good. So, all the way back in, I think it was Whitemire, close to it. I think it was near where we killed Milton Hart. We also got a strange key. It's where we found Isaac, actually. If you remember who Isaac was. I'm actually just aggroing the whole encounter at this point. This is really a bad idea.
Can't do that.
I need to keep moving because that damage floor leeches life. Like it heals the person who cast it. Kill the Cthon. Oh, you two weren't summons. That's why I was ignoring you. But yeah, we found a strange key, and then it was like, oh, go find where the strange key is used for. And it's used here. For a... I'm gonna call it a dungeon. I think it functionally is a dungeon. I think you're also supposed to be able to get a key off this guy if you haven't found it in... Where would it be? Here? I'm pretty sure. No, it's here. Because you... over by here you fight cultists, and then you go into this place, you go down into the underground, you find Isaac. Isaac tells you to go steal his stuff, except we keep stealing it before we meet him. So we turn up and we're wearing his shiny pauldrons, and then he dies. But in there, you can find a strange key. What are we dealing with here? They deal bleed. Well, I have some resistance to that. The nice thing is I'm going to level up here too. Pretty sure I'm going to hit 26 in this place. And I really want to get those Wooding Death as soon as I can. even if we haven't put any real points into it, just having it and the 12% chance is going to be, I'd say, nice, because then you have a chance to either do the wide sweep. I'm going to back out because that's too many chaos.
Can't do that yet.
So it also doesn't help they're doing bleed on top. Yeah, we can kind of manage this. I just have to be a little bit aware of what is happening. I can't just, you know, mouse one and go.
I can't do that.
It's going to be interesting when we fight the boss, because, as we've seen so far, every dangerous domain has functionally its own boss. Hopefully it doesn't have 250,000 health like the other one does. I think we're about halfway through. This is pretty short. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit 26, like, on this fight. There we go. Nice. No. Also, no. I do like Anatomy of Murder, but just not with what we're doing. So, 2 more levels, we get Wounding Death. And then probably going to start pumping down towards Bloodborne. I don't know if we're going to do the full 3 into Bloodborne, or if I'm just going to do, as in, like, getting to it. We might do 2 points, and then use 1 point to improve a skill. We'll have to see how things end up being once we pick up the shears. Not the shears, I'm getting it wrong. The Willing Death. See here, we're still relatively single target.
That skill's not ready.
That's the point. I don't have... We're probably not going to see any of the new blueprints for a long time. I wonder how many of them are going to be very useful for us that might warrant me not going down with the slaughter. They're probably going to be in the Fangs of Asterkarn area, because it would make sense to put them there, but I don't know if we can randomly... Oh, I hate this part of the fight. I hate this part. Can you all come running this way, please? I seem to remember there's supposed to be some sort of big creature here, but I might be thinking of like later into the dungeon. Yeah, I'm thinking later into it, never mind. Or I'm just thinking of an entirely different dungeon, actually. I'll be honest. Chthonic cultist dungeons tend to blend together. Not exactly, you know, aesthetically diverse as a cult. It's all dark, dingy lighting, red sigils, and dead bodies everywhere. Plating? outside it says, and baths of blood, it seems like. Yeah. Gotta stay clean. Works as a source of nutrition as well. Bloodborne infections don't exist. It's this part by here. It's you. Okay. This is gonna suck. This is gonna suck. Get out of that circle. Another person rocking, like, decent triple-digit health. Actually got distracted by seeing his 216,000. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to kill that Harbinger first. I don't think he summons another one. I could be wrong. I mean, we'll find out. He does. Let's not run into that without pneumatic active, actually. Okay, summons that really weird Greeble. That's a nice Doom Bolt you just did.
I can't do that.
Oh wow, he actually does an insane amount of damage too. I can't tank that. This is going to be a very long fight. Yep, this is just gonna take a while. I might slip up every so often, but so far this is just... I'm gonna be completely honest, this is just tedious. Especially if he just stands on top of the sigil like that.
Can't do that yet.
Is this what I get to look forward to with all of the optional bosses? Fat stacks of health and slightly overtuned damage. He should be a threat, don't get me wrong. But he stopped being a threat once I realized that we can just do this. And now it's just a patience check. Will the sigil disappear, please, so I can hit you? Thank you.
We can't do that yet.
That's nice. I double backed on myself. I shouldn't have. Oh! Yeah, I've mistimed everything. I need to regen up. Okay. What a shit fight. It'd be so funny if I get cleaned out by the cultists behind him, wouldn't it?
That skill's
Oh, I actually might. Yep, we will. That was a lot more interesting than Beefcake McGee, the cultist. It's just... I want to double check. I'm pretty sure I read that the patch note was like 39% more health, and that is... It should have been 19. Because early on, I
can't do that.
admittedly, it might be down to the build, but I don't have the brute force power to rip through stacks of 200,000 health like that. And not just have it be a case of run in, hit a few times, run away, run in, hit a few times, run away. Which admittedly, if I was going for more of a bleed build, would be... Hello. Would be a lot easier, because it would just be hit, run, hit, run, hit, run. Can you guys come out the door, please? Thank you.
Can't do that yet.
Again, and it might be things like because I'm leaning into Pierce, and I know... So piercing ignores armor, hence its name. But what that means is that a bunch of bosses and elite enemies and everything else will start having Pierce resistance. Which is why I'm so keen on getting Knight's Chill. Because that's going to reduce their Pierce resistance. And then we can also just boost our Pierce damage to helpfully, you know, fix some of that as well. And then if we end up picking up Bone Chilling Cry, that's more Pierce resistance they drop, and we get the crits to then drop on Assassin's Mark. But... interesting. Oh. Those actually are some really good gloves. But we kind of like have a pneumatic burst, so... no good. And we probably should pick that up. Yeah, we're gonna wear that. We're gonna lose health, energy regen, some elemental... Well, I mean, we can afford to lose some elemental resistance. We're already capped out. And we also gain slow resistance. We gain more vitality resistance. Yeah, that's fine. No Chthonic Heart, though, unless it's going to be here. Bloodhound Greaves. Didn't we find that earlier? No, we didn't. But that's another one that would be good if you're going werewolf, because that's veracity. There was another item we found yesterday that gave veracity as well. Not that I can remember what it was. Rare amulets. Unfortunately, while it does give pierce and pierce damage, the other one gives us resistances that are pretty good. So, we can't quite take that. And then I'm not ditching the foot plates just yet. Alright, I don't think there's an easy, quick way out of here. I think we do just have to run back through it. Or I could just portal, actually. That also works. Who would have guessed? Okay, Devil's Crossing. We have enough time left. We can do a little bit of Act 2. Because I do need to take a break to do some things. Also to make sure that I stretch, and I'm not going to put myself in any discomfort while we go through Blood Money. Again. John, you have words?
Is it finished? Is the Warden dead? The Warden's defeat is a great victory for us, nay, for all of humankind. But there are many more ethereals out there, some much more powerful than Krieg. Perhaps more disturbing, though, there are those of our own kind who would see us dead to take what little we have, or just for the pleasure of killing. Among the innocent who passed through this prison on their way to Krieg's lab were many violent criminals, murderers, and worse. Many of them escaped to the northwest after the Grim Dawn, forming into ruthless gangs who prey upon drifters still traveling the roads. Since a river separates us and them, they have not been a problem thus far. Except we need farmers to get back to the business of growing food before we all starve to death. The farmland that supplied this region is to the northwest, and we need to secure a hold there. Mornay recently returned from Old Arkovia to the northwest and can give you details on the outlaw situation and what needs to be done. I realize that you have been through much in recent days, but we cannot rest just yet.
Act 2!
So you must be the kid that's causing a stir in my absence. You've done good by dispatching Krieg. I knew that man in life. I dread to think of what he had become as an ethereal. Aye, an old mess has come back to finally bite us right in the ass. The river's kept them at bay for now, what with the broken bridge. It seems the bastards have garnered a taste for the one hole in the world they were once so eager to escape. I'm not going to beat around the bush. We're at war, and if we don't take the fight to them, they will surely bring it to us. I'd much rather fight on my own terms. Wouldn't you? Before we do anything, we'll need to get that bridge repaired. Got men ready to do the work and some scrap to get you started. Just need to provide the remaining raw materials. Once that's all finished, I need you to enter the Arkovian foothills and show those bastards we're not a prize for the taking. Last I saw of them, they were mobilizing for something big across the river. Why don't you head on over there and introduce yourself?
I think that's a great idea. I think I will. Talia says Act 2, baby! Yeah! I was hoping to say, I was hoping we'd be doing this yesterday, but I was taking so long on full clears that we didn't. Joy. So we have to go fix the bridge. It used to say over here, I could have sworn it used to say over here, like, things broken up by act. But, no, I guess that's not the case. Or maybe I'm misremembering and it never broke it up by act, but I thought it did. It seems to break it up by zone, not act. But yeah, act 2. Yeah, I think we're going to stick with the idea of getting Whirling Death as soon as we can, and then going down to Bloodborne.
See anything you like?
Ads arrive in about 55 seconds. We're going to repair the bridge, and then we're going to read the 5th and 6th of Inquisitor Creed's notes. Hi, Emissary. We'll deal with you in a second as well, because I do want to dip over to there and do something very quickly with you. Repair that bridge. Because you are the gateway to the Forgotten Gods DLC. Not that we're going to be doing that anytime soon. 25 scrap, I don't think I have. I do have. I don't actually think I've ever been south. Ooh. I've never been over this bridge. Old Grove. Okay. Okay. What we'll do after the ad break is talk to you, go to your place, get the portal, have a look around a little bit, come back. I want to go down that new bridge first, because that's new to me, and then we'll probably go look at a little bit of Act 2. So, Inquisitor Krieg. Entry 5. Krieg has gotten the better of me, and I am presently at his mercy, imprisoned beneath his manor. Seeing no other way to progress in my investigation, I forced my way into the locked portion of the manor and found myself in a veritable house of horrors. The unusual sorcery on the locks should have been my first clue that I was dealing with something more extraordinary than a rogue cultist. My search led me through a room filled with the rotting bodies of men and women subjected to brutal torture or horrible experimentation, perhaps a mix of the two. Behind the manor, I found a door leading down into the earth. Why did I suddenly lose my spot? Beneath the estate, right? I think it's because it's just a giant chunk of text. I found a door leading down into the earth beneath the estate, where I found myself quickly lost in an implausibly large dungeon. It wasn't long before I sensed things moving in the darkness all around me, and they quickly closed in, surrounding me. As I prepared to fight for all I was worth, Krieg's massive form emerged from the shadows, his face expressionless. He spoke coolly, unlike me, where I'm stumbling over my words, as though nothing at all was out of the ordinary, and invited me to tour his facility. While I had no doubt that something unpleasant was planned for me, it at least delayed my confrontation with the living horrors gathered in the dark. Entry 6. I've lingered in this dank cell for one long unsettling day and a night of terrors. Krieg allowed me to witness the process by which they are preserving human bodies for what he calls the glorious dawn. I have gotten glimmerings of another consciousness within Krieg, which is joined with or possibly in control of him. From the way he spoke, it is clear that he is only some small part of a much greater conspiracy, and I suspect many other persons in key positions are now possessed by things akin to that which now inhabits Krieg. I was arrogant in my initial handling of Krieg and seriously misjudged the power and scale of the threat we are faced with. Fortunately, Krieg's own arrogance has likewise led him to misjudge the resourcefulness of his prisoner. He has invited me to ascend beyond humanity by pledging myself to his cause or join his inventory of embalmed corpses. I've been left to contemplate this decision, but this cell, even magically warded, cannot hold the likes of me, and I have no intention of being here when Krieg returns for my answer. So yeah, the Inquisitor got duped, captured, found out what was going on by being captured, and broke out of prison. Broke out of magical prison, I guess, in the lab. And we'll find more of his notes at some point somewhere else. The ads will be finishing up soon. I'm going to have a little bit of water. Then things. Fabrizo, welcome in. Fabrizo says, "Don't worry, just go across. Location behind it is not very big. Is not big, very safe." Okay, I'd like to have found that out myself. Totally noble arbiter. Would have been nice if we were a necromancer. But yeah, please don't do that. I'd like to find, as I said, I've never done that bridge. I'd like to know what's across it myself, and that's edging on the realm of spoilers. Please don't do it. Right. Let's go see what this guy wants.
Ah, we speak at last. As I am sure you know, there are many who now cast their gaze upon you, traveler. Or should I say, taken. Some who mean you ill, some who fear your potential. Then there are those who command me. They have taken great interest in your accomplishments. It appears you may be just the one we require. I cannot speak of such things in this place. The cursed gaze of our foes is cast upon us here, so I will be brief. Great powers are gathering within the distant lands of the fallen Corvan people, and the Great Eye has decreed that you must play a part, whatever that may be. Will you answer our summons? Will you join me through the portal? Or do the mortal concerns of these people outweigh the calls of fate?
I mean, I'm only coming across for, like, visit. We're not going to do the content until we're done with Ashes of Malmouth, so you've got to wait a while, emissary. Through we go. So yes, when you finish Act 1, you get access to Forgotten Gods, which is decent-sized DLC.
So, you have come, as the Oracle of Krieg had foreseen. But, are you truly prepared for what's in store for you in this forsaken land? You are in the Corvan Basin, a land ravaged by gods and man alike. A land whose secrets are now coveted by a determined few. As for this camp, this is the Conclave of the Three, a gathering of occultists, warlocks, and witches that serve the witch gods. Here the three cults set aside their disagreements and join as one against our mutual foes. Foes which threaten your existence as well, I might add. The three have decreed that I seek out worthy allies in our battle against a common foe. But are you indeed the one we seek? First, you must prove yourself. Go to the center of the camp before the statues. Kanatha, Mistress of the Sentinels, awaits you to begin the Eldritch Rites. Conquer whatever horrors assault you from the Eldritch Realm, and we shall have our answer.
We'll take a quick stab at that, because I don't think I can do what I want to do here until we've done that. We'll read that some other time. But yeah, the whole point of the Forgotten Gods DLC revolves around the three. Krieg, Sociale, and I forget the name of the other one. Is it Sociale? I know where I can find it. Biesmiel, Krieg, and Soleil. There we go. Those are the three. We'll worry about the core content of this later, but there is something I want to do here, and I think I have to... I'm going to grab all the books because that's free experience. I think I have to do the little challenge in the middle first before we can do anything else. So I'm just going to run around and grab free XP. Faria says, don't worry, they will not spoil. It's just that location is just... They don't know. Troll location was set unique, but yeah, is that in the DLC? But the point I'm trying to make is, if I'm going to somewhere that I don't know what it is, and then someone sits there and goes, ha ha, wouldn't it be great if you went there? That's kind of edging on the realm of spoilers. Even if it's just a case like, oh, don't worry about it, it's just a small area. It's like, okay, but I'd like to have found that myself. I'd like to have gone across and gone, it's a small area, and it has some item in it that we picked up, which was a totally normal arbiter. Which is not the shield we're looking for, which looks like this is some sort of like little Easter eggy location. It's I say, it's sitting on the fringe of spoilers to do that sort of a thing. Because there was nothing stopping me from taking the 20 seconds to cross that bridge to have found it myself. And had a look around and experienced it. It's a thing that happens with a lot of people with a lot of games, is that, let's take... Oh, what's a game that happened to me in recently? Oh, racking my brain. I know it's happened in something else recently, where someone came in and was like, oh, I'm sure it'll be fine if you just go that way. And it's like, well, now that you've said that, it's going to imply that something's over there. So it sort of ruins the impact of going over there. What was it? I'm going to pull the archive up, because I actually can't remember what it is. Where was it? It could disappear. Drop that to 50. Was it... I have a funny feeling it might have been Aliens Dark Descent, but that game wasn't as, you know, that was the second playthrough for me. What was it? Man, I'm going back into like December last year at this point. I know it's happened before. It's happened in a few different streams where it's been like entirely blind for me, or like I'm hitting content I've not seen before, and then somebody has done the thing of like, it seems like an innocuous like bit of foreshadowing, but because of the timing of it and because of the wording of it, it basically is a spoiler. Hence, please don't do that sort of a thing. If I want to know specifically in regards to a thing, I will explicitly ask about it. If you want to sit there and do like, tee-hee, I know what's going on, feel free to do that, but make sure the timing of it isn't going to also indicate that there's a spoiler thing coming up. For example, let's use the Emissary as an example. If this was my first time playing and I had no idea who this guy was, and someone suddenly went, wow, I'm sure he's not going to lead you to anything crazy or insane, and then you speak to him and he teleports you to here, that sort of thing gives away he's going to take you to somewhere kind of crazy and insane. It's a very delicate line to walk if you're going to do things like that, and if people aren't sure how to do it, I'd rather they didn't.
See anything you like?
I guess I can talk to the people, but I don't really care. I want to do the thing in the middle third. Oh, I knew that. I thought I was seeing a book up here. Tally says, bot, please tell us where the YouTube archive is. There it is. For the last almost 3 years of things on it. Ooh, long time. Fabrizio says, okay, sorry, because what they did is they overprepared, leveled them, and then discovered that as they went in. Yeah, that's fine, don't worry. I'm just saying, like, in the future, if there's things where I'm like, oh, I've not seen this before, please don't. But I could tell off of the 25 scrap that it was either going to be an interesting area I probably was going to look at and then leave, or it was just an area I shouldn't be able to access yet, because 25 scrap is pretty extortionate. Given you need, I think it's 5 to get into the Arcovian foothills. And I'll admit there are also times that I have been a bit too heavy-handed with the foreshadowing. For example, when we first got to when we got to Burwich outskirts, I went, there's a place up here north I want to get to that's a map marker, so then I can work off of that, and it's an area we can't access yet, because I believe we need dynamite for it. That is a whole fun optional area. Same for there's... I know even better about trying not to spoil this one. Of the 2 secrets I know for Act 1, we've done one of them, the second one. The first one we can't do until we get dynamite. But I also haven't really shown where that one is. I need to talk to you.
The emissary warned me of your coming, but whether you may remain here is not a matter of his choosing. I will decide who stays and who dies. Are you prepared to face the trials?
At level 26? Yeah, sure. I am hostile with Eldritch Horrors. You best believe I got them on site. Okay, I haven't even used Pneumatic Burst. I'm still out healing this. Okay, this might be about to change. Okay, you're a regenerator, so I need to focus you a bit. If I can even do it. Actually, I need to clear everything else. Okay, now I'm having to start using pneumatic potions. I'm pretty sure I can take the regenerator once everyone else is gone. take out the next elites.
Can't do that yet.
You need to pull out of the poison pool for a second. Alright, do I have enough damage to get past a regen? Probably not. Oh, you do. You do. Fabrizio says, Dynamite and Repair Bridge. Yeah, Scene, Bean died horribly. The fun thing is, when the first time I ever played Grim Dawn, I remembered about that Dynamite... No, not the Dynamite one, the Bridge one. And I went back and did it as soon as I could, and was like, wow, why is everything here kicking my ass? And then I found there was a Devotion Shrine. I got the Devotion Shrine, I bailed, and that was it. So we'll look at that area whenever it is that we next do Grim Dawn. Actually, we might leave that area until we've done Act 2. And I think Act 2 finishes when you get into Old Arkovia. I know we can definitely do it when we get to Homestead. I'm trying to think, because the path you take here is kind of weird. Sure. Whatever it is we next do this, when we get to actual Old Arco... When I go to Twin Falls, actually, I know that's a good point. Or Broken Hills. Broken Hills? Broken Hills? I'm trying to remember the order of the warp points at this point. Because you go into Old Arkovia, then you leave Old Arkovia, you end up in a different place, you start going through the Barren Highlands. I think that's Twin Falls. Whichever one it is, once we finished Old Arkovia, I'll then go back and take a look at the Hallowed Hill and East Marsh. No. The unmarked places up here. Hallowed Hill is the secret area we did. East Marsh, I think, is the one we had to use the bridge for. Because East Marsh has a few areas in it that are kind of cool to look at, and there's also a Devotion Shrine, which is the main thing we want. And then we can also do the other location, which is the most I'm going to say for that location, is it is right here in Lower Crossing. You can see it, but not get to it until Act 2. Xerxes asks, why is everything so tanky? This is a giant complaint I've had since we started this stream today. Because at the start of it, I went, oh, I forgot to go do the fight in the Smuggler Cave. We went there, and the guy has 250,000 HP and is level 29. And when we fought Krieg, Krieg's first form was like 140-something thousand health. His second form was 160,000. The Savala, whatever his name is, inside of the Chthonic dungeon had 200 and something. As part of the free update, I remember seeing in the patch notes that they've added, I think, and I need to double check the number because I keep saying the number, but the number might be wrong. I swear the patch notes say that they've improved or increased all early bosses by 39% in terms of their health. Which is a batshit insane amount given what I'm seeing in terms of health values here, because it just means that every fight as I sit here and I just whittle it down. That guy was tanky, though, because he had Regenerator, and I had to try and get past his regeneration.
The emissary was right, as usual. You have earned the right to stand among us in the real trials to come.
Of course I did. Okay, so now I can go talk to the emissary, and then we can stop being coy, kind of, about why I'm here, I think.
I could hear the battle from here. So then, are you ready to open your eyes to powers beyond imagining? To secrets better left uncovered? Ah yes, ever driven by action. I admire your conviction. The fated hour is nearly upon us. Soon we shall strike as one against our formidable foe. But we cannot act brashly. Precautions must be taken. Each of the cults is preparing in their own way. Speak to the masters of the cults of Bismiel, Drieg, and Salile. Learn of their methods and align yourself to one cause. Draelus, Basila, and Sagon are already expecting you.
See, I wanted to come here to join a cult. It's a shame Sheepy isn't here. Sheepy would love this bit that I'm joining a cult, but I think they're working at the moment. I honestly don't remember which cult is going to be better for me right now, so we are just going to look at them all. But yeah, I wanted to join a cult here so that we could unlock these and, you know, as we kill Eldritch Horrors, which I don't think up here in the base campaign. They might just be here in this bit. But regardless, I want to unlock this just in case they do appear and we can still build rep. Fabrizio says, Grim Dawn loves that. Hidden locations when you enter 10 levels higher monsters and the boss says hello. It's really funny. Except for the fact that Smuggler's Cove is designed to always be over-leveled compared to you, which is not as funny. So here we have Salile. The Smuggler as well.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Why are you by
I'll give you a good
here?
price on what I've got left.
I think the easiest way to tell which one is going to be better for me is to look at the equipment. Because I don't remember quite how it breaks down, but there is sort of like groups that each witch god covers. And I probably should remember this given that I keep trying to play as a sentinel again and again and again, which is a Oathkeeper occultist. And I think Dreeg, off of that memory, is acid focused, so I think that's a no. Salile, I think, is chaos. Okay, you get some things. Show me the weapons, actually. That's going to be easy to tell. You do... Okay, sure. Why did it refresh? Fire chaos, so that's not leaning into what we want. It might end up being that because of the build I'm doing, none of the witch cults end up looking great. You're just a generic cult supplier. Would you like... That's a mace? I thought it was a shield. Also, it's still funny, it's a level 50 piece of equipment, but because it doesn't line up with our stats, it's only slightly better than what we have at the moment. Unfortunately, this doesn't give me what I need, which is, we definitely need pierce resistance going into what we're going to be doing. This I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell this. The swamp grips, I like the idea of them. Unfortunately, again, we kind of want to keep the pneumatic burst for now. I mean, we can put that in there for the time being, I guess. I'm going to sell the mace. Thunny Seal Binding, Tainted Bait. How have I not found a Chthonic Heart? We've got an Illusionist. Let's...
Let me clear your mind.
Bismail, I think, is over here. Yeah. Cersei says they always join Bacilla. This one, right? Depends, because I need to see Acid Chaos Poison doesn't line up with what I want to do. I don't think we're going to find a clear-cut answer as to who I want to be with.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Acid Vitality Pot. Still, that's Aether damage by there. Oh, hold up. Hold up. Do they all have the same powders? I love if I keep running past you.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
No, the powders are different, I think. So these are going to be one-handed and two-handed, so I don't need to keep looking at each one. This is going to be the one-handed. Gives bleed and bonus bleed damage. This is Aether resistance, which is actually kind of nice to get. Bleed resistance.
Iron
okay.
Well spent. See anything you like?
I don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Oh, they are actually just doubled up. Okay, so this gives Pierce, Bleed, Chaos, which is perfect for what we want, except it's level 65.
Iron well spent.
I kind of wish the other trader wasn't halfway across the map.
On what I've got left.
Yeah, so you've got Potence, which is just doubling up or whatever it is. PS a little bit of defense.
See you around.
So far, it's looking like Dreeg. Xerxes says they think they're unique for each faction. That seems to be the case.
Come see what's left of my wares.
What do we got over here? Fire, Aether, Chaos, Chaos, Vitality, Bleed. Yeah, so that Soleil is pretty much out of the game completely. Oh, but you do have... That's a Scepter. I need to keep the swords, which is why I'm not looking too much at the mace, because when we pick up Blade of Nadan, it all, I think, requires a sword. You probably can get away with one sword, one mace, but...
Come see what's left of my wares.
Oh, but you give 2 to Bloodborne. But also you're level 84. I don't think we're going to play long enough to justify that. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is like really late equipment that we don't really care about.
Put it to good use.
This is probably actually where we're going to spend most of our time. Why are you so far away from your trader? Why did you guys have a falling out? I'm glad I have the enhanced movement speed. I'm glad I'm basically capped on movement speed, actually.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Okay, what have you got that you can offer me? Pierce, Cold, Bone-Chilling Cry, Impulse, Hailstorm I don't care about, Dahl I don't care about, Belgatho and Shears here with bleed bonus, and it keeps doing that. I don't know why. The fact that the other one was carrying something for Bloodborne was pretty cool.
Like?
What do we got here? Because these are just movement things. I do like the teleport. Don't get me wrong, it is really useful. Maybe we just gauge it off of this and we just go on vibes. Where Raven I'm not using... You give Bloodborne 2. Are you the one that gives the really nice things later? You are. I think we're going Dreeg. I think we're going to go Dreeg. Because look at that. Veil of Shadow and Bloodborne. Veil of Shadow. We're using it.
Price on what I've got left.
Gives Pierce, gives offense, gives resistances. That is sick. I actually kind of like this. The chest armors, admittedly, not as useful for me. I mean, by the point of 65, I probably picked this up. That's pretty decent resistances, some retaliation, 36 to all damage. I kind of like that more than just the Aether here. I think we're going Dreeg. Do we have shoulders that are useful to me? Physical 5% cunning, acid poison, lightning. So the shoulders are sort of lacking, but given the rest of it, that's actually pretty nice. And again, I have the blueprints already, but what did I get out of this? Oathkeeper and Oathkeeper. Lol. Yeah, so shoulders we have to pick up somewhere else if we do.
Put it to good use.
The only thing that's going to sway me at this point is going to be over here. Leap, I get that already if I want to. Vanish, I kind of get that already if I want to. Yeah, the helmet's over here, no good. I kind of wish you could... If I remember right, there is a way to basically get the equipment from each one, but it requires you to do a run on normal with one, then do elite on another, and then do that. Or you could just make multiple characters and do it that way.
See anything you like?
I don't care about disengage. I don't care about rush. The only thing that puts you back in the game being decided here is... Okay. No. 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 Really no on that one. Really good if you're a necromancer. Really good actually if you're a necromancer shaman. Otherwise, no. Actually, I say it's really good. It doesn't really give you a lot, but outside of the stats, but the rest of it's fine. Not doing werewolf. Rallying Cry would be quite nice. Bone Chilling Cry. Who was it that I saw had the I thought I saw two that had Bloodborne. Or was it on a higher tier? It was this. It was the weapon here.
Iron well
Okay.
spent.
I think we're going Dreeg. I want to do one
Come see
last
what's
check
left of my
of
wares.
his higher equipment. Veil Weaver does nothing for us because it's Arcanist, so whatever sword we find. And then higher up. Yeah, so they're just going to be enhanced. I was hoping they would just be enhanced. They are just enhanced versions of what comes before. That is really nice. I like that a lot. We also get some nice augments to add in more resist. Poison and acid and chaos is quite nice. Okay.
Put it to good use.
I'm a Dreeg boy today.
The weeping spines do not lie. You have come to fragment the memories of the forgotten. But who will stand by your side? Will you step into the spider's web? Or will you kindle the flame? Or perhaps you will weep for the eye that sees all.
I don't care, buddy. You're the only thing that has anything close to good equipment for me. I like how one of the options is not sure I want in on the crazy. Fabrizo asks a question. Did I check the shared stash chest? It got reworked. Yeah, we did have a look at the shared changes yesterday because I'd seen the patch notes. They had changed a few of it, or bits of it. We have more tabs. We have the ability to throw all components into the shared stash, and you can access, or you can use things from the shared stash as well. I'll sort of explain that more in its... Actually, I can go on now. Where was the guy? He's over the bridge, right? But, like, here I can just push this. Over they go. And... You went up here, you went down on this bit.
Safe storage, no questions.
And then, yeah, it's all like... You got dedicated tabs now for things, which is how I know that I have 2 Ancient Hearts. I was kind of hoping I'd find another one, but no such luck. And then I believe they've actually added these tabs down here, because I remember being maxed out on slots before. I think they've also... They've added an extra little bit of space at the bottom, because you can tell that I'd filled this up. But I like it. It's very nice. I think it's a little bit weird in how it works. Because I kind of would prefer if I could have it go to a personal one, and then choose to have it go to a shared one as well. Because, yeah, I'm trying to avoid using my shared stash, and sending everything over means I'm getting access to things I shouldn't have access to. For example, I don't think I found an Ancient Heart. I've got a Guile in here somewhere that I'm going to be... There's the Guile. Nope, that's the Death Chill and a Gluttony. Where's my Guile? Where is my Guile? This is the fun part of trying to find a single square item. Especially when it has a blue border and most of the things I shove into my shared stash is blue bordered. Because there was one point I was trying to keep it cohesive. For example, all the stuff back here would be relics and components, but since they've moved everything into its own tab... Has Guile appeared, like, over here? No. Oh, but I do like how it does show you the other items you haven't unlocked yet, so you can kind of plan a build better than just going, What do I find today? Why can I not see my I know I have one, because when we go to look at the crafter, he says, oh, you already have... Well, it tells us we already have a guile. No shot. So the guy that we're trying to kill inside of the dungeon, who is over-leveled to the nth degree, he drops this. Which is kind of why I wanted to kill him, because I remembered he dropped a medal, and I was like, well, it's probably useful. You're telling me this thing adds to Circle of Slaughter and Blood Fangs. I'm not grabbing it out of here, because it's not fair for me to grab this out of here and not kill him, but I now have more of an incentive to try and kill him. Fairly, without cheating. I don't mind losing the +2 to Night's Chill, because this is going to give me... I mean, it's good, but I don't know if we can maybe roll something better when we kill him. Gal has just disappeared. Fabrizo says, great thing to keep inventory, not overflowing materials. Still remember inventory half full of materials, but yes, could break the game a little because sharing some critical items like dynamite. Yeah, that's sort of my concern, is that the reason we built that bridge is because I've had so much scrap built up over the time that we just walked over and went, and it was done. Same for... Thankfully, I don't have dynamite because I usually kept that on the characters. Same as that there are other things as well. But those things are gone because I like to delete my characters if I don't like how the run goes. And it's a way to play that I think a lot of people criticize. Wow, look at all these fun things I could pick up, like this two-handed sword that I'm not going to use. Where is Guile? I can just make one. I know I can make one, but I'd rather not... While I still have one... So, why don't I just type it? There it is. No, you know what? I'm going to wait until we actually get a heart. When I get the heart, I'll throw the heart in. We'll just get this, and
I'll keep an eye on
we'll
this.
treat it that way. Mr. Say says, lol. So which bit? Me joining Drieg, or like whatever crazy things we have planned?
The weeping much purpose flows within.
Oh, the I don't want any of that crazy.
Allow me to temper that potential. Through the great Guardian's eyes, we shall divine the true path beyond humanity's struggles. Let the others play with their eldritch toys and arcane spectacles. It falls upon us to strike the balance.
Join the cult.
The Eye spoke of this moment, and we must not squander it. We shall carve a fate not even the primordial one can foresee.
Zuse says finding an item and stashing, trying to farm. That implies I managed to kill the damn thing in the first place. I haven't. The chain stuns it does, combined with the fact that it has 250,000 health, and when we went in there, I was level 23, and it was level 29, meant that we couldn't really fight it.
I shall open my ears to the will of the Great Guardian, and exact his commands. A great flame burns within the temple, and we will drown it in tides of blood. The forgotten has become unforgotten, and so it falls to us to remedy that error. As for you, you must speak to Kira here at my camp. She has been offered a taste of what's still to come. Her tongue will utter the words, and you must heed their call as if they were mine.
Yeah, I'll take the quest, but I'm not doing it until I come back from Ashes of Malmouth, so have fun.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. Come see what's left of my
You
wares.
modify, what is it, medals? I kind of want to just grab Rift Stalker. Thank you.
See you around.
Even though we might be replacing this medal pretty quick, we're not replacing it just yet. Pop. Now I can teleport. Haha. Fabrizo says, join the cult, join the dark side, or rather the insane side. Look, the cult of Krieg seem like really reasonable people to me. They just want to make sure everything goes to plan. There's nothing wrong with that. In theory. In practice, there might be a few things. But in theory, absolutely nothing wrong with it. Right, Act 2. Because I'm good to go for like another 20 minutes to an hour, and I'd like to get some way into Act 2. Hopefully get another devotion. Did I use the devotion? I did. I did use the point. Let's go. Let's get murdered because I have 46 pierce resistance. Hello, gentlemen. I'm still really happy with my attack speed. 2.5 attacks a second is pretty nice. But also, now we're fighting Cronley's gang, so I'm going to start raising reputation with Devil's Crossing. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to need the pierce resistance drop for dealing with these people. I thought I could do a side thing before I went and hit the main base, but I guess not. Oh no, I broke the door open. Anyway, I'm gonna go this way and kill more people. Actually, you're gonna bleed out? No, I didn't think you would. Fix that one. Yeah, we need to get the nighttime thing to boost my bleed damage. Just so I can run away from people when they're almost dead. Oh, this is gonna get disgusting pretty quick. Okay, he's dead, but I'm not going to talk to him just yet. Fabrizo says the favorite civilization disease. One more turn, just 5 more minutes, just to the next portal. Yeah. It's great when a game actually does that, isn't it? Shotgun King was a really fun game for that one. Okay, I'm telling him rest in peace, but I thought he died after we spoke to him. Oops. Yeah, the issue we're going to run into here is I believe that pierce resistance is going to be kind of high. Which...
I can't do that yet.
The bleed part of what we have is going to help out. The problem is that because we've started shifting more to pierce and sort of dump bleed, bit of an issue. Now the good news is, as long as we get the crits out, we still drop their pierce. The problem is we need to get the crits out, and we're critting on a 4% chance. So the insane attack speed we have is helpful, but we're starting to have that concern I had for offense. Yeah, see, if we don't deal with the brutes, we cut through pretty quick. When the brutes turn up, it slows. Wow, you had, like, nothing of value? Defending pure trash? Okay. Yeah, I could have sworn you get to kill him. Well, Mornay wants to talk to me, but I'm going to keep moving forwards. You're not the... Oh, you're the family! Right, okay. We'll get to the family in a sec. Because they're right there. Ah, yes, the giant hornets. I remember you. Honestly, I like hornets. I like hornets way more than wasps, which is probably a bit of a wild thing to say, but I think the hornets are kind of cool. There are some really insane hornets, too. The tarantula hawk. I don't know how many people know about that one. It is a hornet that is evolved to hunt tarantulas, hence kind of its name. And it paralyzes them, drags them into the ground, and lays its children inside of it. Which is absolutely the horrific fate that should befall any sort of spider, because I fucking hate spiders. Oh, Slip. Lorcan. That's a name we're going to be seeing in another game pretty soon. Okay, I'm going to actually punch you out. Actually, really? No way. I got Marauder's gun earlier. You give me Marauder's ammo belt now? How nice. And the Tome of Plagues. So I got nothing that's of value to me here, except for the thrill of the fight. Well, if I was using the Ring of Steel, but unfortunately I need to sort of keep Pneumatic Burst going for a bit. Oh yeah, I can tell which ones we crit, not only because like the sword icon appears at the top of them, because suddenly we start dealing a lot more damage. So we, once we get to Whirling Death, it's going to be 2 points into Berserk, and I'm going to keep raising Night's Chill, because we need to reduce that more. We need as much pierce resistance as we can get. As in, like, pierce reduction we can get. Hi! Did you simply stood here with the torch in your hands? You gonna burn down the shack? You insane? Your family's in there. Look, I get that things are not going well, but you can't just burn your house down with the family inside of it. How about I offer you a place that isn't flammable? Okay, good point. However, we have water. Do you like water? I hear you like water. You might need water. Off you go. We did it! Kylon's scripture. I don't think I have ever let that man burn the house down. So I have no idea what the repercussion is if you do. Actual question, does anyone know what happens, if anything, if you do let him burn his house down? Does he become like an enemy later or something? Because I know there are some cases where you make a decision and it decides whether or not you fight another enemy later. Xerxes says nothing? That's a kind of a shame. I thought he might, like, go insane and then be like, ah, I killed my family! Ah! And then you run into him later and he's possessed. Because he thinks he's talking to his family again that he burned down. That's a shame. Hi, back out. Switch to this. Switch to this. Come on, give me that sweet level 27. If we hit level 28, I will quite happily go and try and fight Grimworth or whatever his name is. No, I really probably shouldn't get hung up on the fact that these are blue boots, but sorry, on what they give me. But at the same time, that's still pretty nice. Xerxes said nothing, he dies. Fabriza says he dies, his family dies, you get no quest reputation and no ring ward. You did it once by mistake. Can't believe you accidentally let a man put his family to the torch. I know we're going to level up when we head back because I get to hand in the other quest for reporting back to Mornay. But I'm deliberately pushing forwards because there's either this gateway portal thing that I want, or I seem to remember there's a devotion shrine that I can get to. And if I can... Obviously, if I can get to a devotion shrine, that means we get another point in Night Talon. Oh, I know what that is up there. Hello, dying man. What happened to you? Backstabbed by your partner? If we run into someone called a Zaya, cut him down. I'll track him down, don't worry. Except I'm not going that way. This is questioning if Fabriza really did it accidentally. Fabriza said they clicked too fast and instantly regretted it. Don't you love when you actually bash through a conversation you don't even know what you picked? Pretty sure that bit me in the ass during Rogue Trader. Hello, level 6 Assassin's Mark. That's very nice. Say any pierce resistance we can get is good. Pierce resistance. Pierce reduction. We need pierce resistance. We need to give the enemy reduction. What are you? Cave entrance? Oh, Bone Boys! Oh god, yeah, this is gonna be rough. How's my vitality? 35? Oh, hey, 27. We'll do in a second. Okay. There we go. I think we're going to end this stream with me trying to fight the guy in the cave. Smuggler's Cave. Because I'm curious to see if his medal will drop, and if his medal does drop, if it has slightly better stats. But we will have to see. Oh, this might be the place I'm trying to think of. Do you have the Devotion Shrine? You do! Hello, Spined Cove. Oh, good. Full of ghosts. Wouldn't want anything else in my cave. I'll fight you too, why not? Oh, that's a lot of bone, boys. Back it out. If I can thin the skeletons. Sorry, is that a regenerator I see back there? Hi, I'm telling you, just swing, please swing. Okay, something's raising the dead, and I'm not sure who it is. It might be on die. So what I'm gonna have to do is hit and run the elites. So it reduces the amount of incoming damage.
I can't do that yet.
That just ate through all my healing. Okay, that's one. I think it's gonna die. Okay, the next thing I need to do is take the regenerator. That was a good chunk of damage we just did. If I stay by here, not a lot of them can get to me. Cool. That cuts out a lot of that bolt.
Can't do that yet.
That's too risky. I'm getting shredded by crossbows. Dead beater? Yeah, this is kind of going to just be a hit and run thing here. Because he's going to keep raising bone boys. And I'm going to keep getting snags. I probably should just teleport, to be honest. Rather than dash. Okay, now we can deal with them. Because now I can tell which ones are not being raised. Give me that. Ooh. I actually kind of like those pants. Gives me more pierce. Gives me more defensive ability. Some chaos resistance. Yeah, I'll take them. What does this actually give us? Nothing. This is if you are a necromancer. An amulet. Physique, health regen. Again, it's competing with a lot of resistances, but this gives me pierce, which I kind of should take now. I have a spare corpse dust, I can put that on. That's the ring, that's not the necklace. Well, it is an amulet. So we're going to lose a lot of elemental resistance. A lot of elemental resistance. But we're going to gain pierce and vitality, which is going to be more useful for now, and a little bit of health regen. Let's see how this works out for us. I mean, I'm still not keen on that being so low, but this being raised, pretty nice. And then we get a 3% bonus to fizz resist and some 50 to bleed, and then we can get another 20 here with an extra duration, and then that fills out the purple requirement for assassin. I've said before, I'll say it again, we're going to go through crane to get everything else, which is going to give me more resistances, because crane is really nice. A bit of a damage boost too. And then that means we can start on assassin. And it's unfortunately arrived in about 50 seconds. I'm going to clear this area out. And then if we're still caught in the ads, I'll find something in many of the notes we've collected to read. Fabrice says, oh, this ghost cave. Fun. Lots of XP until you poke the wrong ghost. Yeah. Or do the devotion shrine and have to deal with a regenerator elite backing up Sir Spawn's Bone Boys. Fun one as well. .67% PS should be pretty good for this. Uh-oh. The apparitions thought they could ambush me, and they might be right.
That skill's not
because they just keep on appearing behind me. Be great if I had Whirling Death. Oh yeah. We have good resistance now. Come back here. Come back here, noble. 96% chance to hit, and I saw multiple dodges. Okay. Still nothing. Alright, let's keep going. Talia says, all the notes! Yeah, we're gonna learn lore one way or another, and it's gonna be during the ad break, when I'm not, you know, I don't have an area to clear out. I really should get back to Rogue Trader at some point, because that's, we're in Act 2 on that one. I haven't touched that in a while. Okay, if I could have more ghosts, please. Yeah, that's it. More ghosts. Actually chewing through this pretty nicely. And we still have quite a bit to chew through, but we're going. Oh, there's pants down there. Hi, come my way, because I'm not fighting you with everybody else. Yeah, that's it. Keep going. Keep coming. Keep coming. Let's go. 223,000. Okay, he has a pretty heavy burst. Honestly, as long as we handle the burst, we're okay. This is just going to take a while. If you were caught by the ads, welcome back. We ran into a boss with 223,000 health. That I seem to actually just whip a face tank. I genuinely think they need to revert their health changes. Keep the damage, keep the rest of it, revert the health. No, you don't. I saw that vignette for half a frame. No, you don't. Oh, back it out a second. If I really need to bail out, I can just teleport. I didn't need to double dip on the healing there. That was a bit excessive. Because now everything's on cooldown, I can get caught out. Almost did catch me there. Drop dead. Fabriza says, no, not the Shrine Spawn, this ghost. He's... Every time I've played, he's been fine as long as you can drag him away from everyone else. If he's with everyone else, he does become a bit more of a nightmare. Because then you just get these guys all over you as well, so they add damage, and you can end up hitting the wrong thing if you're stuck on a single target, like I kind of am. But... Oh, hi. Well, I don't use a shield, so that's getting sold. What else have I got here? I have a hat. Hat. Ooh. Hello. Still amused by the fact this is a level 5 piece of armor with 232 physique, which we have a lot of. This gives me more health, more cunning, gives me pierce and bleed resistance. We're not using lethal. I'm going to switch to this. Yeah, easily. My damage does drop a little bit. My defense ability has dropped as well, I'll admit. But we're almost capped on pierce resist now. And I have a little bit more health overall. And a bit more regen, which I'm crazy for that regen. 106 without kicking a pneumatic. Fabrizo says, yeah, the health pool is a little absurd. You know what? I'm actually curious. Grim Dawn patch 1.3 notes. Am I right in remembering it says 39%? Major new feature, that's not it. It's not Shattered Realm, it's not tech, it's not modding. Is it game? Increased all boss health scaling with level by 32% at level 100. Some bosses with lower health pools received larger increases. So... yeah. That's... a choice. Sorry, why am I not attacking? How dare I alt-tab? I think they shouldn't have touched the health pool of the early bosses. Let's see, if... I'm not going to speed read the notes again right now, but I think I also saw that they did improve the damage they dealt. That's fine. Improve the lethality, because otherwise it's... you just sort of walk in and nothing really happens. But... you really don't have the lethality early on, as far as I can tell from this run and other runs. To really chew through 200,000 health. And I'll also concede, some of the things we're fighting actually will have pierce resistance built in, because how do you pierce a ghost? With great difficulty, apparently. But I am also building towards reducing that resistance, and it's still an uphill fight. Oh, speaking of things that resist pierce, where are they? Interesting, normally I'm being swarmed by bone boys by now. Where are they? Hello. Oh, hi. Maybe we don't just stand in the middle of the group. That was nice. The Brazier says, and the boss HP increases how mages become dancers. I'm having to be a dancer with some fights. Like, Salazar, whatever his name was. I couldn't stand there and fight because he does a lot of damage, but also I had to just wait a lot of the time. Well, I had to hit him and then run around and wait, and hit him, run around and wait. And it became pretty boring by the point we took off the first 100,000 of his health. This weirdly is making me think of Borderlands 2. My big pet peeve with that game, why I would never do New Game Plus for Borderlands 2, is everything just gets stupidly tough. Not even in terms of just dealing you damage. It just takes so long to kill things. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that priest back there needs to drop dead.
Can't do that yet.
Which makes it kind of funny that... Okay, chew through his support. Right, Dreeg boy. Okay, now I need to keep an eye on the ground, and I can't see the ground very well from where I am. So now I've got to watch his health instead, because he can throw down the Sigil of Corruption, which is the occultist ability to do healing. It's the sigil that appears on the ground, hence its name. Fabrizo says, imagine doing that dance with every mage's mage. But I kind of expect it with mage. I've played casters before, and it's usually been a case of like move around and dodge things and then cast in between. But having to do more of it is... I thought there was another priest. It's bordering on tedium. And I really hope that at some point, if... because I think the most common thing I'm seeing at the moment is a lot of people complain about the health. I really hope that crates take that criticism on board and they reduce the amount of health for at least the early game. Just revert it to what it was. Because, like, people who are coming into this who haven't played this before are going to run into an enemy with 200,000 health, like Krieg. Well, total he has like 300,000 across both forms. But they're going to sit there and go, wow, this is, I sit here and I heal and hold mouse 1, or whatever it is. It's going to be unfun for people who are not already invested in the game. And it's going to be unfun for people who are invested in the game, but also just want to play the game and not, oh, hello, 200x. I've just realized, by the way, I don't know if it's coming through on the microphone, there's an air show happening right now outside of my window. I'm hearing the jets go past, and I was like, what is that noise? And it's been distracted me a little bit, I'm going to be honest. But I don't know why. I don't know what sort of event is happening at the moment that required the aircraft to be around. Revenant's Edge, but it has no Necromancer modifier, consistently amuses me. Yeah, we'll give +2 to Demolitionist and nothing to Necro. This is Inquisitor. I said that in a really weird way, but we'll go with it. Fabrizo says Borderlands bosses are on high difficulty, just don't die. They're unable to stand with sheer quantity of lead in them. Even basic enemies become really stupid tanky, and it's why the few times I've ever done a full run of Borderlands 2. I play Borderlands 2, I play the expansions, and then I don't play anything else. I don't do a true Vault Hunter mode. I don't do what it would to be true Vault Hunter, because if I don't do that one, I can't do Ultimate. And yeah, it just turns into an absolute slog. It just gets really unfun, and it's just... Oh, here I go. Here's another group of 10 bandits. Let me just fire 400 rounds at them. Oh, I've done it. Okay, let's move to the next group of bandits. I threw a grenade at them. Oh, wow, the grenade didn't do much, but at least I healed myself. I'm going to play as Krieg, and I'm going to turn into a super badass. And spend 10 seconds per enemy just pushing V. When in regular difficulty, I could run up and just, you know, ultimate badass Krieg, and unless they were a special enemy, or there was something unique with, or something weird with them, like, you know, they're armored or whatever, it wouldn't take long to chew through them. Oh god, I see you. I don't know if I can single you out with everyone else and play. Let's see how much I can pull away. I'm hoping that I've managed to break the aggro on the others. Actually, that's enough time for me to kill one. He's progressively taking less damage. Okay, we got one. If I can work my way through the second one, I can take that abomination. No, you're an infernal. Never mind. There comes the regenerator. That's not what I want. God, I've just realized you're having me fight absolute beefcake units, and then I can run into a regenerator elite. Bet you he's healing you too. I've broken the aggro completely. Yeah, he is healing at a pretty high rate. Okay, he's gone. I need to take that regenerator, but they're all just not gonna path. Please come towards me, thank you.
That skill's not ready.
Scumbag, trying to get away from me. Oh, I'm actually gonna take way too much damage here. I want that regenerator, but I've almost got him. How have you stunned me all that way over there? Okay, now we can start looking up. Veil's Edge is kind of nice, but I don't think it works for this build. Okay, now I can chew through the rest of this. Okay, back it out. Go again. Okay, the Gargantuan's down, which means we have less to worry about. Yeah, you're just gonna keep making ghosts, so I gotta kill you. That's a nasty AoE. Bet you it's because I got fire elemental too. Go on, go down. Go on, go down. Thank you. You are not any use to me. Nice weapon, no use. Talia says the sponge bulletification of enemies is difficulty is a crap way to make a game difficult. That's why I'm not a huge fan of, what is it? Was it Killing Floor 2 that leaned more into bullet sponge than the other one? Oh, hold on. I've just accidentally woken up more bone boys. I don't think I have to pay attention to this. Fabriza says, yeah, here, catch, nuke, 5 kiloton damage, quarter of a HP. played Borderlands for too long, not a fan of bullet sponges. It was really annoying as well, because another build I like doing with Krieg was I throw a grenade and the entire encounter kills itself because it detonates and then the excess damage kills the next one and it just chain reacts. That was really fun. You're telling me I can't have that fun in... Hello? Not good for me. You're telling me I can't have that fun in higher difficulties unless I really grind out and min-max it? Gurton, hello! Welcome in. We're sticking with this for a few more minutes. I'm sort of wandering all over the place and not doing anything in particular at this point. But I hope you're having a good weekend so far. Currently we're rambling about... because this game has inflated the health values as part of the update and DLC release. Games that, specifically Borderlands, that also have a bad habit of... Oh, that's the bad one we got rid of last time. Okay. I still don't care. I might care. I might care a lot, actually. Hold on. Untamed Rage is the safety net, right? It is. It gives pierce, it gives bleed. We lose, because I'm comparing this against the Opal Signet of Alacrity at the moment. We lose poison acid, we lose attack speed, we lose a lot of physique and health. We lose... Technically we lose damage, but we don't. We actually gain damage in the areas we care about. But I'm not going to take it. As in, I'm going to take it, but I'm not going to wear it. Because I would rather we keep what we have. Gurton says they haven't played with Grim Dawn in years. It had... the new DLC came out Thursday. And there was a free update released as part of that. I need to kill this. Because I don't have the lightning resistance anymore. And yeah, there was a free update released alongside Fangs of Asterkarn. The character we're playing at the moment uses the new Mastery, Profession class, whatever term you want to use, which is Berserk. We've mixed it with Nightblade. Hello, Aldenar. I'll deal with you in a second. Hello, Azaya. Okay, explain what's going on. Oh, I see. He's a rapist. I'll be more careful about my judgment in the future. Let me just go back and deal with the problem. Also, as part of the update, they've added things like you can now have WSD movement, or WASD movement. Obviously, the UI has changed. I'm still... I could have sworn you could come back and kill him. But the criticism we have at the moment, at least I have, I don't know how many other people do. Oh, hi, Secret Path. Are you the thing I need for a quest? I'm not elaborating in case it is. I think it is. We'll probably be back there, if I remember to. But, yeah, so the main criticism at the moment with the update in general, not just because, you know, rolled with the DLC, is that a lot of enemies have, or bosses, now have extortionately high amounts of health. Which, early game, we don't have an easy way to cut through all of that. Case in point, you're not a boss, so you're still just a regular hero. Nice 30,000. We did just fight a boss that had 240, and we fought another boss that had 220, and we fought Krieg, who had 130 and 160. And there's an enemy that I'm going to be hopefully killing at the end of this stream in about 20 minutes or so, who has 240 and is level 29. But to be fair, his level has scaled because I didn't kill him yesterday, forgot to, loaded it today, and it scaled it again. So that's my fault. If I killed him yesterday, it'd probably be a bit easier. I care about a thing of sanctity. Oh, I do care about a... Go away. I care about a thing of sanctification. Fabrizo says, may they recommend check the werewolf form. Berserker on higher skills, quite fun. I am going to reiterate what I said at the start of the stream yesterday. I do not give a shit about the transformations. The way that they seem to work is completely broken or janky with its own class. Like, it probably is nice, it probably is great to build into, but also it apparently doesn't interact with Blood Fangs, which it probably should, considering it says it can activate all weapon attacks. Apparently it can activate Implements of War, which is weird because you need 2 weapons to do it, so presumably this counts as dual wielding. It's probably something that works really nicely if you build into it, but also it then doesn't kick in with Avalanche, and it would not kick in with anything on this top row. So it is just going to straight suck for what we want to do. And because I'm not really rolling like Caster, I don't really care about Were-Raven. For what we are doing, I'm really happy with what this is at the moment. And speaking of other criticisms, the other one I've seen for the DLC specifically is, why does Werewolf and Were-Raven clash with the rest of the class? I'll be curious to see how Unknown Host plays, because they have the DLC. They want to do a Shaman Werewolf character starting Monday. I think they're also starting on Elite, which it can work, especially with Shaman. But I'm curious to see how Werewolf actually performs, and I'll be seeing you through there. I personally don't give a shit about testing it with this character. If it did work with the % chance to hit auto attack stuff, maybe I'd check it out. But because it doesn't, and because we'd have to invest a lot at this point to make it good. I mean, sure, Veracity is pretty nice because you get the life leech on hit and it leads into the bleed, and this is pretty nice because you reduce their defensive abilities so you crit more. And every time you do crit, you get to use the rip and tear thing again. But because we're not that, it's just gonna suck. Verizon says playing Shaman Werewolf, then it works for you. It will not work for me. It will absolute suck ass for me. Because I don't have things like Mordredon's Pact, I don't have the ability to do the Wendigo Totems, I don't have the... there's another one I saw that would be really good for Shaman apart from Dissecting Swarm. And then you have just the raw power of whatever the Werewolf gives you anyway. For me, because I'm reliant on the auto attack and things on hit, and I kind of want to be a, you know, I go in and just fight thing sort of deal, it is not going to work for me. Same as why I wouldn't go to Were-Raven, because Were-Raven is going down cold, and we're not doing cold, we're doing Pierce Bleed. Pierce more than bleed, but we're doing Pierce Bleed. So, let's say, like, Werewolf would probably work for a cult, probably really work well for a cultist, because you can put the modifier on to give it chaos damage. Isn't this over here for the beast thing too? Yeah. So if you go for that too, but we're going to be going for Bloodborne, so it's another area where it doesn't quite work out for us. But for Berserker Nightblade, I really don't see much of a reason to take either of the forms. Probably should just run around the rover camp. I probably should just head back at this point, hand in those quests. But if I ever did another run and I wanted to try Werewolf, I would probably go either Occultist or I'd go Shaman. I think just for variance, I'd probably go Occultist, lean into Chaos more than Bleed and Pierce. Head back to Devil's Crossing, talk to some people, hand in some quests, hit level 28, and probably get my ass handed to me by Grumworth, whatever his name is.
Well, did they like our housewarming gift?
Yeah, sure.
You work fast. I like that. We'll need more of that for what's coming next. Darius Cronley. Last I've seen his face, they almost hung him for a double homicide. The warden intervened at the last minute in favor of a life sentence in Devil's Crossing. Seems there were ulterior motives after all. Darius Cronley is the devil-made manifest, devious and manipulative with a penchant for sin of every kind. He's the one running this gang, and he's the one we need to go after next. We have to hit them hard and fast, leave no room for a counterstrike. I've only seen a portion of their operations in the region, but they are really entrenched on the Four Hills in Old Arkovia. Shanks surely wasn't Darius's only lieutenant, so I suggest you find the rest and kill them. We don't want one of them taking over after Darius is dealt with. I don't have any names for you, but they will probably have equally clever prison names as our dead friend Shanks. But to really end this, you need to cut off the head of this operation, Darius Cronley. If what I hear is true, you will find him hiding out in the mines underneath the Four Hills. Lastly, my scouting partner, Elsa, must still be out there with them. If I venture to guess, Cronley has her in his clutches. Save her from that brute. I hear you are quite capable, so don't let me down. When you find yourself out there, I recommend you seek out a man by the name Quaid. He and his group forsook the peaceful ways of the Rovers in favor of fighting back against the outlaws. And I'm glad they did. It was Quaid's people that pulled me from the jaws of death.
So we have a few things to do, like kill Darius Cronley. Go up and talk to you. Is her ring any good? Kind of. But I'm not going to wear it. Pastana, hello. You having a good weekend so far?
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Sell that. Done with that. Done with that. Nope. 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 Tempting, but nope. Useless. Shift everything else over. You don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. Don't need this. Get rid of this. I'm gonna keep that by there.
Iron well spent.
Law. Thank you. There's my level up. Persona asks, what is this game? This is a isometric action RPG developed by Crate. It is called Grim Dawn. It recently got an update and a DLC on Thursday called Fangs of Asterkarn. I like it a lot. I like how it allows you to take two classes and fuse them together and do whatever you kind of want with them, and then use devotions to help push towards doing a particular class or fill in areas where you're not doing so well with your combination. Case in point, we have taken Nightblade and the new DLC class Berserker, and here are my devotions, which we're slowly working through, which you put points in, you get different modifiers. Currently we're working towards filling out Night Talon, which is based around the idea of bleed and bleed. And then after we do that, we'll be getting some defensive things, so we can get to Assassin, which improves our ability to actually deal damage, especially with regards to piercing, and hopefully helps me get critting. I didn't even realize you come with a native 4% chance to not get hit. That's pretty nice. This is going to be a big damage boost. I can feel it, especially if we're going down for, well, when we start critting more. This is getting pretty good. Caps at 25, and we're already looking at minus 18%. This might cap at like minus 40% resistance. That's nice. But yeah, we go around and we do fun little quests, and we hopefully kill things. 1, 2, thank you. Thank you so much. We finally have Whirling Death, which now means that I can start working towards Bloodborne. So we are going to take the idea of going 2 here, 1 here to bring Night Chill up, so that we reduce the amount of enemy resistances. How much time have I got left? I'm going to take a run at Grimsworth, or whatever his name is. His cave isn't where it was before, I remember that. It's like down here. Isn't like down here? Yeah, there it is. Fabrizo says they would say exactly halfway between Diablo with a very simple character skill creation and Path of Exile with the absurd skill tree of insanity. That's what I like about Grim Dawn compared to Path of Exile. I like that depending on how invested you want to get, it will get more or less complex. If you just want to jump in and be like, I want to run around with 2 swords and stab people, you can absolutely do that. You can, like, you know, if you want to go Diablo, it's like, I want to run around with a big sword and stab people. You can. You don't have to sit there and learn the entirety of the star chart, for example, that's in Path of Exile. But if you want to, you can go into looking at devotions, and then that kind of gives you the complexity that might tickle the brain of someone who likes Path of Exile's star chart. I prefer this nice, very interesting middle ground of I can choose not to care or care based on like different things. I like the flexibility it gives me. It's also why I like Guild Wars as well, because in Guild Wars I can take 2 classes and mix them up and do whatever I want to, and I can do whatever I want to the nth degree or choose not to. But right now I'm about to get my ass kicked, so let's get my ass kicked. Hello, Gutworm. Yeah, you're much more manageable when I come here at roughly your level. In fact, you're so manageable that I'm out-regenning your damage after the burst. This actually feels... 242,000 health is, again, excessive. This feels really, really good, though. We came in here. My only deaths, really, have been this guy. I'm pretty sure. We can check after it. I'm pretty sure my deaths have only been... No? Actually, I think I might have died 1 time outside of here. But most of them are this guy. When we came, it was like, oh, 242 health. I wonder if I could... No. Not quite survive what he does. The browser says still 250,000 points. Yeah! To the point I alt-tabbed, unfortunately, and then got raided at the same point. I alt-tabbed to go look at Unknown Host's stream where he fought Cwningen at the end of Forgotten Gods. I'm going to try to avoid giving too many details there. His health was 700,000, and he was level 70-something. This is Act 1, Veteran difficulty, same difficulty that Unknown Host was on. And we're not at the end of... What is Forgotten Gods? It's considered, what is it, Act 7? Fighting what was final boss of the time until, I guess, Fangs of Asterkarn has come out. And this has 1/3 of the health. This is what I mean by, like, the early stuff. I think up until the end of Act 2 needs to have its health reverted, or at least the curve needs to be very strongly revised. Because while I get that he's supposed to be higher level and more powerful than you, this was a case of go away, come back, and here we are. I also just realized pneumatic wasn't turned on, so we were still surviving even without it. But yeah, welcome to Borderlands. It'd also be kind of funny if he does drop his medal and it does have better stats. I've just realized, are you doing pierce damage? Is that why I'm taking significantly less? Oh, you might be. I don't know what damage type you do. Oh, hi! That is a... Holy shit, that is a much better medal. Which means we can look at what it was before and after, because the old one is before the DLC released. Open this too. Okay, that's not good for me. But we'll sell it. Absolute genius move to come back and fight him. Actually, I'm trying to think of where the closest from Or the shortest distance from Warp Gate to Smuggler is. It might actually be in the Forgotten Gods bit. What was his name? Gutworm? There it is. Okay, so Gutworm's Bloody Seal gives you 24 physical, 19 internal trauma, some vitality, gives you 2 Circle Slaughter, 2 Bloodfang, which is not as good as 39% Pierce, some Vitality don't care, some Chaos don't care, some Bleed percent do care, 29 Health Regen, 26% Poison Acid Resistance, 8% Vitality Resistance, and 3 to Blood Frenzy, as opposed to... which one was Blood Frenzy, actually? Hold up. Is Blood Frenzy down here? No! Perfect, perfect. Put it in. Put it in. I have to be level 32? Oh, that's going to be so good when I get to 32. You're telling me I'm going to get another... what is that? I'm going to get another 33% Pierce and Bleed and some more attack speed on top of having... This is cracked. And 29 health regen. Yeah, we lose 2 Night's Chill, but by the point of level 32, I should have a lot of Night's Chill anyway. That is really good. And I'm not using Ring of Steel, but it does make Ring of Steel do bleed damage over 3 seconds. Actually, I don't think Ring of Steel in any way is something I should dip into, but... yeah, that's the AoE thing. Oh, but if I was going more of a caster path, and I was going into the cold, that would be really good to pick up. But unfortunately I'm not, so I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm really, really happy with that pull. Put the rest of that away. I think what we'll do is we'll do some of the rover section. Then we're going to raid out. I'm going to take a break, and then around... what if I do rover section? It'll be an hour late, but we'll do Hitman Blood Money later. And I'll do the showcase thing, because I should be good to go on that one. As long as I take the time to make sure I get my painkillers and everything else. Let's go back to the Arkovian foothills. Xerxes says they went to fight this dude, he just smacked them when their health went from 4,000 to 0, couldn't even react. But he had like 7,000 health. What level was he for you? Or what difficulty were you on for that? Because, say, we went to see him and he was 250. He was punching us down pretty quick, but I don't know what damage he deals. I'm presuming Pierce, because there's no other reason to, like, have it reduced as much. But if he's dealing Pierce, he will absolutely just wreck face. Fabrizio says, okay, they're going to go play Grim Dawn, and first on the agenda is to murder him for the medal. It's a really good medal, and I'm curious now to see if there's a new blue that we don't have somehow. Like, that's the old one and they've changed the values to it. But that is a really nice green medal. Really, really nice. Xerxes says elite level 40, they guess. They're pretty sure they had 80% Pierce. Then I'm not sure what damage he deals then. For that sort of... because we haven't really gained a whole lot defensively. My armor value still sucks, I'm going to be honest. I forget what armor is. Is it on this one? Yeah, it's on armor rating. Yeah, my armor value still sucks. Like, I completely understand my armor value is shockingly bad. But... yeah, that fight, pneumatic went down, I hadn't even realized it, and we still were taking a huge amount of damage. That was breaking the regen. But also my regen is kind of cracked at 107 and boosts to 211. And also we get a little bit of health on hit, I think. That might have just been an item we might have got rid of, but... yeah, I'm not sure what he would deal if it's not Pierce. I would assume Pierce, again, based off of the fact that we gained Pierce and underwent. Hello. You need help with your elder. I will find your elder. Bernard. Who's having trouble with bandits. Yeah, I'll help you out. Hello, salvage dealer. I can interest you in this, and I'm going to sell you this very valuable family ring. Okay. So my quests at the moment are to find the lost rover elder and collect dynamite. Hold on, why have I got a... Oh right, the lost elder. I saw the star on the map and got myself confused. So we've mentioned it a few times in this stream, the last one, but there's you can use dynamite in some... There's an item called dynamite. It's like scrap. It's a purple collectible thing that has uses. Some of those uses that we've seen include opening up pathways. I'm not going to go into the cave mines just yet, because I want to clear everything outside of it first. And then we'll go. I'm pretty sure I'm about to run into some elites. I'm curious if Gutworm is going to scale again. I also forgot to check how many times I've died. We'll go look at that stat in a second. Okay, I want to finish the Storm Revenant last, because I feel like that's a pretty bulky enemy that I need to check my crit rate against. Okay. Decent. Not so good. And then deaths are on panel 3. Yeah, 3 deaths. I'm pretty sure... sorry, 5 deaths. 3 of them I'm pretty sure were Gutworm. Which is understandably the greatest monster I've killed. But I'm pretty sure that just goes based off of the highest level elite or hero you've killed. I could be wrong. I probably am wrong. That's one of the niche areas I'm not that familiar with. There's no way, right? No. It would be so funny if I could just sequence break like that. Hi guys, let me just jump to an area that's going to be like 5 levels too high for me right now. Hey, at least I have an AoE attack now. Kill the priest. It is so nice with Whirling Death. Chaff enemies are no longer an issue. There's still going to be an issue with our skeletons because we, reduce damage against them, but they're no longer as much of an issue. Oh, it's so nice. I thought that was the Elder, that's why he went round. You okay? Bring it back to Greven. Will do. Just as soon as I go get dynamite as well. Don't ask why I'm gonna do both things. I've got 2 priests. Was 2 priests. I said it earlier before we fought Warden Krieg. The instant we start getting some of the areas like smoothed out for where we're having issues, everything comes together much nicer. And now that we have better multi-target, because we don't have 2 attacks that can potentially proc that will do it, this is turning out to be much smoother now. Now we need to reduce their resistances. Then we need to... Hi, guys. You all having fun with your gang? Shame. Once we start getting Bloodborne built up, after we've... Okay. I'm scattering that thought. While we go towards Bloodborne, we're going to fill out Night's Chill. Once that's full, that's going to give us more damage, because there will be less resistances on the enemies. Then, if we're still not at Bloodborne by the point that we fill this out, which I don't think we will be, I'm going to then start alternating points between Whirling Death and Belgutho and Shears, so that these fire off more often. And I just realized you deal bleed damage. You work better for me than the other skill, but I need the other skill anyway. You don't do crit. You do crit damage extra, but you... yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Is bop, 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 and then... Let's see. If we're going up in stages of 2, it's gonna take 15 levels to hit Bloodborne. Oh, we're gonna be near the end of the game at that point. I think. But by that point, 15 levels, that would be... You would be filled, and we would actually start moving through these pretty nicely, too. Okay. Or maybe once I fill out Night Chill, we just gun it straight for Bloodborne, so then it doesn't take that long to come online. I just realized I should probably go hand in that medal. Then do this. Here is the talisman. I thought there was a... Oh, I might be thinking of a different area. Never mind. I'm not gonna finish that thought. I'm not finishing that thought. Let's get some dynamite. And then at the start of the next stream for this, whenever I do that... I don't know if I'm going to do it Monday. I said earlier that I really should play some more Rogue Trader. So I might end up... If I've got the spare time, I might do Rogue Trader Monday. But... yeah, I think at the start of whenever the next Grim Dawn would be, we'll just run through this place again. Just to get a little bit more boom. I use big word. I like big word. Oh, Balthazar. Oh, look at you. You have less health than, what's his name? Gutworm. You have dynamite, though. like how we can also tell when we've hit our threshold, because suddenly I start critting a whole lot more. See? We just got like 5 crits in a row just then. That's definitely not any use to me. Okay, but we're not done yet, because there's still things to kill in here. Like Delnar. Hello, Delnar. How are you more of a problem to deal with than Balthazar? Oh my god, you really are more of a problem than Balthazar. How? I'm standing in the fire, maybe? Possibly? Oh. I like it. We're not level 30, but I like it. Do I like it more than what we have? I mean, elemental resistance I'm not going to say no to at this point. We definitely need that. I'm surprised at the lack of dynamite. Oh look, a medal that isn't of any use to me. Want one. That's fine. I just need to remember to hit Alt every so often, so I can see after we kill a big guy if there's anything else that he might have dropped that'll be of use. Yeah, I swear when I've played this before that I normally leave here with like 3 dynamite. Oh, the poor queen was stuck in her own nest. Oh, you've sent it to the afterlife. It's a little bit freeing to be there, I guess. Pop. And we're through. This is the entrance we skipped. Oh, it's stuck on a rope bridge. That's pretty bad. Okay, let's clear this out a bit up here. Okay, the lack of fire resistance is going to be a problem here. Not that good for me. Man, there's actually quite a bit more. You know what? I think we'll detonate the rover thing next time, because I say I want to go and get more dynamite anyway. So let's go down to the rover camp. Oh, and the ads are trying to appear. Really good timing for me to end now then, rather than have everyone sit through ads. Snooze. Yeah, short stream because I need to take a break. Basically, I have to take a break. For the long list of reasons why I couldn't stream yesterday for Xenonauts, but I'm really happy with what we've done here. We've done everything I want to do in Act 1. We got revenge on Gutworm. we made it into Act 2. We've started doing a decent chunk of Act 2. And I think if I can do a decent stream next time, we might not, but we might get close to Homestead. Because there are a lot of places I can get distracted, and there's also some other things that are back here that I haven't done yet that I want to do. Homestead might not be feasible. But the other things, oh, we're going to go exploring, we're going to go stabbing, and we're going to see even more things running around stronger than armor-plated buildings, apparently. Because everything here is just eating its Wheaties and getting really, 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 really strong.